What's up, people? Hotep Jesus. We back. Another uncomfortable conversation. This is going to be one of my most uncomfortable conversations of the year because of the guests we got today. But before we get into that, HotepCon last week in August, HotepCon out in Vegas. We got a bunch of special guests we'll be announcing this week. Make sure y'all go get y'all tickets. Go to hotepnation.com. In the menu, all you gotta do is tap HotepCon. It'll take you right to the event page. So make sure you get your tickets. I want to see everybody there in Vegas. We're gonna have private dinner for all of our VIP guests, private party for all of our VIP guests, and general admission will get you admission into our Saturday event and the meet and greet on Friday, and potentially a breakfast on Sunday with the VIP people. Like I said, we're going to have some special guests that I'll be announcing this week. One of them is most definitely going to be, or I'm hoping to be able to announce, Sonny Johnson is going to be in the building for that. So that's going to be a real good look. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce to y'all somebody who's been controversial. Last time I seen this man's video, it had 1 million views on it. And in YouTube, technocrats took it down. My man, Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh, what's good, my G?
That's right. Listen, peace to all the family out there. Much love to this platform. My camera got me looking like I'm looking over here, but I'm looking at y'all, so I just want to give my disclaimer. If it look like I'm looking off the screen, it's a technical error. I don't really like to use the word humble because it means to, weaken or lose strength. So I want to say noble. I always come on every platform, real noble. So, much love to Hotep Jesus for pulling me on. Much appreciation for allowing me to be on your platform. Shout out to your whole following, your whole fan base, everybody that subscribed to the God. Much love to y'all for having me on. I want to, issue my apologies. Maybe you may or may not be aware. I was supposed to pop on here, I think Friday, but I had an emergency, so we had to reschedule. So I want to apologize for that. But today we're going to make up for it. It's going to be straight fire, flame. And you know how we are. We are very truthful. Therefore, we are very controversial in this day and age. So I don't want y'all to expect anything less than how I give it up intellectually on this internet. And without further ado, I'm ready to get it on.
Nice. Y'all already know it's about to go down. If you haven't got your popcorn and your plantain chips yet, you might want to run to the kitchen and do so now. It's about to get hot in here. No Nelly. But before we even dive into some of these hot topics, I don't know much about you other than what I see on YouTube. So I just want to kind of first get some backstory, right? Like, how did you come into Black or African consciousness?
Yes.
Were you born a quote unquote Hotep, or what happened with that?
That's a beautiful question, and I want to say I like that you asked that question because it shows that you honestly care about the background of the people that you talk to, and that's so important in this day and time because that's how we are where we are now. We just be talking to strangers and we don't really know their real agenda. So I respect that question a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I wouldn't say I was born into Hotep. I wouldn't say I was ever a Hotep, and I'm not saying that to be negative, but I just want people to know I came into consciousness naturally. And I don't mean to seem naive, but I just got to be honest. When I was on the internet 5 years ago, I literally in my mind thought I was the only conscious Black person on the internet. Like, I didn't think that it was a whole community of Black people that just know something. We all got bits and pieces and we create the puzzle. But I didn't think that. Like, I thought that Malcolm X was the last one, and here I was. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's honestly what I thought. I didn't know about all of this stuff. So the reason I'm giving that background is because for those of you who may know me, I had to sue a nigga for $276,000, out of the, for, being evil. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because a lot of Black, conscious people are really evil at heart. And, I've had people just set me up. I've had people have women press charges on me for stuff I didn't do. I've had people call my parole officer over 40 times trying to get me violated. I've had niggas lie, just all kind of shit. And so the reason I bring that up is because when I hear the word Hotep, the niggas that represent black consciousness is just so fugazi, they just put a bad taste in your mouth when you hear the word. So my family or nobody around me was conscious at all. They'll probably die, sleep. It's just sad to say. And then when I came into other black conscious people, they ended up being some of the worst and wickedest people I've ever met in my life. And so the reason I'm giving that background story is because even people like you go by the name Hotep Jesus. Niggas have just, it's like saying conscious. It's like I don't even like saying I'm conscious no more because niggas ruined that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like niggas drag good things through the mud so much that we be afraid to claim it. But that's why niggas like us gotta put respect back on the name. But I give that long drawn out background to say this. I was not born a conscious person. I have just followed my spirit all of my life. When I was like 14, 15, I began to identify myself with ancient Egypt.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 26.
Okay, so about 12 years ago. Okay.
Yes, sir. And so when I was in like middle school, when we would read the history books and the class would be, on the next lesson, I would be flipping back to ancient Egypt. So my soul was always drawn to this culture. And I know that we've been all around the world. I know that we've had civilizations everywhere. So I don't want, because there's some people that feel impulsive and they just want to jump in and say, well, Egypt, well, I know that we're aware of that. But this is the one that I feel spiritually most drawn to. And when I went through my trials and tribulations, as any black man growing up in an inner city will do, I caught a case when I was 18 years old. And it's crazy because I caught my case after I changed my life. So I didn't even catch my case while I was a street dude. I caught my case while I was trying to transition out of that. So to give y'all a background, to give y'all a peep into my background without going into detail, I grew up in the streets like most black people in America did. It's not a surprise. It's not nothing new. Okay, we're most of us are 3rd to 10th class citizens. We live lower class. The government does not include us in its endeavors unless they want to come experiment on us or send the police to kill us or something. So we don't really have a shot. It just is what it is. So I grew up lower class, just like any average black man, and I always told myself, I'm really doing this to survive. I'm not really doing this because I think it's fun. And the reason that that's important for me to say is because you got a lot of dudes that try to start gang banging or try to jump into the streets because of music. But I want to let most people know that, most of us, and I'm saying us because even though I'm not out there, I came from that. So I'm not going to never be ashamed of that.
Right.
Most of us are not doing that because it's cute. Most of us don't have no other way. So I want to let y'all know, if it wasn't for me, trapping, I wouldn't have had no school clothes. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I just want middle class and upper class Americans to know, I'm not saying be sympathetic with crime, but you got to understand the government fucked our communities up and we pay our rent. Some of us pay our rent with cocaine. It's not me, but some of us do. And
the government pays their bills with cocaine.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. So I always told myself, like, listen, this is just until I get old enough to get a job, I'ma just survive. So I really develop my aggression and develop my tenacity off of a survival mentality, if y'all know where I'm getting at. So when I turned 18, I was up. I wasn't no millionaire, but I was up, and I was up, but I gave it all up. And I gave a lot of shit away. I'm gonna just say that. I kept my bread, and I actually converted myself, into what I would consider to be a legitimate citizen. So I'm like, okay, I'm 18. I don't have no felonies. I got a bullet in me, but I ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? I survived this shit. So I went.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. And so I signed up for college. I was planning on going to school for animation graphics design. And then I went and I got 2 jobs. I started working at Family Dollar and Olive Garden. I had 2 jobs. So I just want to let people know I gave up making thousands of dollars a day to go earn a fucking paycheck because I knew that I wasn't meant to die in the streets. And
Mm.
I just want to let anybody know, I'm not claiming nothing. I'm not a gangbanger, but I'm just I want young people to know it's okay to value your life. And it don't mean you weak. It don't mean you soft. Because you could come to Buffalo right now and ask anybody about me, and my name is up there with the most gangsterous niggas in this city. I can go to any prison in this state and I'm good. And I'm not good because people telling me I'm good. I'm good because I'm good. And so I just want to let y'all know I gave that shit up to just be normal. I wasn't trying to be rich. I was just
Your spirit led you down this path.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, do you think there's a connection between your spirit leading you down this path and also your spirit in connection with a past life in Egypt?
Yeah, and I believe it's a connection with my spirit having me on this platform right now. I don't do coincidence. I know the science of synchronicity, the law, but nothing is coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Even us doing this show today, it might not have been meant to been done last, but it might have been meant to been done today. So I don't believe in coincidence.
Absolutely.
And whatchamacallit, to fill y'all in on my background a little more, for me to try to condense it. Boom! When I changed my life around, I'm going to work. I don't have no car at the time. I'm walking to work. And if I show y'all how far I was walking, you wouldn't believe me. So I'm walking to work, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't care because I feel a sense of security for the first time in 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to hold you up. I mean, I'm still on point. I'm still on point to this day. But the stress and the environmental stimulation of having to see if this car is trying to shoot me or if it's an undercover. Like, people don't realize that, you outside on the corner and you got a pistol and some drugs. The pistol is for protection and the drugs is for your household. Every car that ride by, you damn near having a heart attack because I don't know if this car finna get to shooting or if some undercovers is finna jump out.
It's like almost like a form of PTSD.
Oh, it is PTSD. It is. And I was just happy to not have to deal with that. So I didn't mind walking to work. I didn't mind working. I didn't give a fuck. And so
you had your peace of mind.
I had my peace of mind. That's all I wanted was my peace of mind. That's it. So boom, when I get my peace of mind, I catch a case and I go to jail for a hammer that's not mine. So y'all know how it is. Y'all know
how much time you did in jail?
3.5 years, 5 years on parole. I get off parole in 2 weeks.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you very much. And so when I'm actually a law-abiding citizen is when I catch this case. And so I catch this case, I fight my case, which I'm still fighting my case right now. And boom, I do my time. And while I'm in jail, I was able to cultivate my mind. Everything that I ever thought about. Because anybody that knows me will tell you this is not nothing new. I didn't just wake up tomorrow. I've been this way since I was a kid. I've always been the guy who
I could tell.
I'm talking about aliens.
I could tell when I watch you on YouTube, that's really you.
Yeah. That's a fact. So I'm gonna ruin the Sunday dinner if Jesus come up. I've always been that guy. So with that being said, I was able to just cultivate my mind. And I just started, it's gonna sound weird, but I just started manifesting books towards me.
Yep.
And I just started coming across random ass books that was just random, but they was exactly what I needed to read.
At that time.
Right. So I started reading what most people would call self-help books. Right.
Okay. Well, like name a couple.
Right. Like one of my favorite ones that I recommend, and the book was so good to me that I brought it again when I got out of jail, and I can literally reach over on this bookshelf and grab it. It's called The Buddha in Your Mirror.
Okay.
That's one of the greatest books I've ever read. And it just rewired my mind out of a toxic state, and it put me back into just a spiritual conscious state. And then I realized after reading that book, like, this is where I've been trying to get philosophically all my little young life. So from there, whatchamacallit, I wouldn't say that book woke me up, but it confirmed to me that my frame of thought needed to be better. Just period. So the book,
it sharpened your mind.
Yes, sir. But the book that woke me up was the Willie Lynch letter.
Okay.
I read the Willie Lynch letter, And I was like, oh, these mother effers. And that's how I felt. So after I read the Willie Lynch letter, I didn't make it any better, because after that I read Destruction of Black Civilization.
Okay.
And I just started just coming down the rabbit hole after that. And then I came across Behold the Pale White Horse.
Yes. William
And
Cooper.
so I just started feeding my mind. And even though these books, right, because most people will try to act like those books are, I mean, these books are top level books, but most people will try to act like, you know, they'll shun those books. But I want to let everybody know those books should be mandatory to read in schools around the world. And
Yes.
and what happened to me is the same thing that happens to any Black person whenever you read real history. You get really angry. You get really, yeah, there you go. There you go. You get really angry. And so I just found myself coming down that path of, you know, the white man's the devil and the white man and da 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 da. And that's like an inevitable path to come down.
Yeah, we all go through it.
It's an inevitable path. And now I realize how I got on that path, and how elites and, you know, politicians automatically just sway the things they do to, let's just say, average white Americans. And I'm not saying white Americans are innocent, because they're not. But the things that we're really mad at, we can't really blame, you know, Billy up the street. We can't. He didn't do it. It's just being, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So I found myself on fire in a sale. And I'm like, and just, you know how you be like, I'm about ready to pop on the CO. So I'm hot. And so I just started just feeding my mind. And then, whatchamacallit, I taught myself trigonometry. I taught myself geometry, all over again, algebra. So I just started teaching myself. I told myself, I said, act like you never knew nothing and just put yourself back in school. So I started just reading the dictionary, whatchamacallit, which I got to finish doing, but I started reading the dictionary to broaden my vocabulary, and I just started literally just working on myself as a man.
Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, I got a chemistry book. I memorized the periodic elements tables chart, which I probably can't spit it all right now, but if I look at it again, I could get it. But I memorized the periodic elements tables chart. I learned how to read it. I learned, you know, what atomic mass was, and I started just getting into atoms. And the reason I started getting into science is because I've always loved science. The only class that I didn't skip in high school was science. My science teacher will tell you I skipped everything but gym and science. I love science. Yeah. So it was just something inside of me that just goes there. Like, I love the big words. I love all of that. Yeah. And so when I was in school, I was like, when I was in jail, I was like, you know, forget it. Let me learn how to become a scientist. So I started reading chemistry books, biology books, genetic books. And then what I learned, or what I realized, was everything in these science books is helping me filter out what is true and what is not true about history, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Right. So when I started learning genetics outside of the evolution theory, I was able to say, wait a minute, that's a lie, because this makes that impossible. So I just started to filter out all of the garbage out of my mind by literally just going back to the basics. Yeah. So before, you know, and I want to advise people on this, before learning something with a theory attached to it, just learn it, you know, without a theory. So now when somebody comes with their theory, you can say, no, that's not how that works. Like, for example, most people think oil comes from fossil fuels. If you sit that to the left and just look at the ability of fossil fuels in their evolution, they don't become a liquid substance. That's just a fact. Bones do not become liquid. They don't. That's how we find them after millions of years, because they don't become liquid. So if we just know simply that bones, which are full of calcium and phosphorus, don't become liquids, how can bones become oil? It's just simple. So I started realizing all of this is full of sugar, honey, iced tea. And I'm not listening to this. And a lot of people might say, you know, well, where does your rebelliousness just come from? Because I used to didn't give a F about my own life. And I didn't care about my own. I honestly didn't care about my life to the point where we could get it. If you got a badge or not, we can get it. I honestly had a death wish. That's just being true, honest. At one point in time in my life, I didn't care if somebody came and shot me up. I was just looking to go out as gloriously as I could. So now, when I start to really care about,
you had a soldier's mentality.
Yes, sir. And so now, when I take that aspect of my personality, which was molded from them experiences, and then I become spiritually activated fully. Now I take the amount of not giving the F and put it towards giving the F, and it just feels like it was supposed to be there all that time. So now, the same way, you know, people might feel like, you know, this my hood, what's popping. That's how I feel about clean water. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bother you, my nigga. Just don't mess with my water. What's popping? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you could kind of say it's like a gang banging spiritual mentality. Where it's like, as long as you're not messing up my inner peace, or you're not coming to my Buddhist monk monastery, I'm not gonna never draw down on you. Can go ahead, I don't care. So it's basically like, that's where all of my aggression was channeled into elevating myself. And as long as somebody doesn't bother me while I'm elevating myself, we never have no problems. Yeah. So, boom, I cultivated my mind, you know, while I was in prison. I got out of prison, and I gotta say this because I'm skipping a part. While I was in prison, I told myself, I had a conversation with my spirit guides, my ancestors, you know, whatever word y'all want to use.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, you know, when I get out of jail, I'm not even, you know, meditating or speaking to you for me to get out of jail early, because I was facing up to 7 years. And my minimum was 3.5. I ain't blow trial. They robbed me, but then they still gave me the minimum because they know they robbed me. So before I even went to trial, I was talking to, you know, my spirit guys, and I'm like, you know, whenever I get out of jail, you know, whether I beat trial or whether I blow trial, I just want a chance to just live a righteous life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm tired of, you know, just that life. I'm tired of that shit. In jail, I'm beating everybody. I'm fighting everybody. I was so my first half of my first 1.5 years out the 3.5 was just straight conflict. Like, my first day in jail, I'm popping on niggas. Whatchamacallit. I'm just to give y'all an example of how I was giving it up. I'm gonna give y'all one story, and I've never told this story, so I'm giving you the exclusive story.
Let's go. Right, we got exclusive Young Pharaoh story. Yeah, let's get it.
So I hit the unit, and I'm on this unit called Echo. Now, Echo, if you from my city, you know Echo is where they put the niggas that think they tough. So okay. I'm on Echo, and then it's another unit called Bravo. Now, Bravo is just like Echo, but now at the time I come through Echo is just for transfer. So it's where they put you before they send you to your cell. So you could talk through the vents. So anybody that's ever been to jail, you know, you can get on the vent and be like, yo, tell that nigga, what? And you can kick it through the vent. So we on the vents, you know, politicking, street politicking. And I'm not going to say no names. And I want you to know everything I'm saying from this point is hypothetical. It's not true. Don't believe me. And so, that being said, this hypothetical story I'm about to tell you is fully fantasy. So I'm on a unit. Boom. I'm on Echo. Boom. They kicked me to Bravo. Now, everybody on Bravo I got wrecked with. It's probably 20 cells on Bravo, and I got wrecked with 12 niggas on Bravo. Now, I already knew that I was going to Bravo. I knew it. So I didn't unpack my bag. You feel me? So I get on the vent, and I'm already like, yo, all y'all niggas SMD. When I come down there, you know what time it is. Nigga, lockout, knockout, we not doing no talking at all. Because I got too many stripes on my name for a nigga to ever say they chump me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching my mouth because I'm on this platform, but y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah. So boom, I hit Bravo. Soon as I hit
SMD.
SMD means suck my blah blah blah. SMD. So y'all mean SMD. Y'all niggas know what it is. So when I hit Bravo, to get y'all the visual, it's this long. It's just like watching a prison movie with the gates and then you got the cells. Yeah. Now, boom, they crack my cell. They crack the first. It's 2 gates. It's like they crack it and then it open. Then you step in. Then they close it. Then they open the second one. Then you walk into the unit. So I'm in the transport salad. So boom, I got my bag. Soon as they crack the joint, this one nigga in his first cell, right? This is my first time bumping into this nigga, but we know what time it is. So he like, yo, where you from? So on my kids, bro, I don't do no capping for the internet. He like, yo, where you from? I'm like, you already know where I'm from, nigga. SMD. When you pop out, nigga, it's hitting. So I go to my cell. So the CEO like, lock in. So boom, when I lock in my cell, I don't unpack my bags or nothing because I don't plan on living here. I'm about to go to the box. So when I'm in my cell, boom, the nigga who I shake out with at the time, I mean, he's in there for some things he was in there for, and he's not locked in. And I'm not gonna say why he's not locked in, but he wasn't. I mean, he was operating around the jail. He was fighting a murder charge, so he's not locked in. So, boom, he come up to my cell. So I'm like, bro, don't come up to my cell, bro. I don't want to do no talking. I don't do talking. When I lock out, we shaking, bro. If we was on the street, we wouldn't be talking. So what we talking about here? We ain't got no talking to do. Yeah. Now, boom, they crack my cell. Soon as I pop out, he like, yo, let's lock it in. Now for those of you who don't have a jail experience, great. Don't ever have one. It's not a fun place. It's not cute. But I'm just telling you my experience. So when somebody say to lock it in, that means to go fight in a cell so that the police don't catch you. Now, me personally, I don't mind locking it in, but I'm also not stupid. And I know that I'm the only nigga down here with like 12 niggas, and I'm not about to go in no cell with 12 niggas that can rush in the cell. That's not happening. Yeah. So as soon as they crack the gate, boom, I come out the gate. He like, yo, let's lock it in. I'm like, ain't no locking it in. Bah! Pop the bottle. So now, boom, I pop off. We shaking it out, right? Now, at the time, if y'all go watch my first MMA fight, right? I mean, my first K1 fight. Go watch it on my YouTube. You can see how wild I was fighting. I got a KO in 47 seconds in the first round, but you can see how I got it. I was just boom, 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 boom. I was just machine gun punching. So that's how I was punching in jail. So I bing, bing. That's how you go. You tuck your chin and you go for broke. So I'm going for broke. Boom. Somebody else jumped in. I feel myself get snuffed. So the first thing I tell myself is, back on the gate. So boom, I put my back on the gate, chin tuck, and I'm just going for broke. Yeah. So it's 2 verse 1, and I'm going for broke. The 10 police call 1040. The police come. They don't say nothing to them niggas at all. They just come straight and grab me. Now, one of the police end up breaking my arm in the bar. Because it's like you could fit your arm through the bar, and he pulled it backwards and cracked my shit through the bar. So they broke my arm. I go to the box. They give me like this little net bag, and whatchamacallit, they like, yo, when you heal, you could come out. So I'm in the box, not even supposed to be in there. I got cousins I call right now. My cousin's like, yo, we up here to see you, and they like, the police saying you not here. I'm like, how I'm not here? I'm on the phone with you. So I just want to let you know the police will hide your ass and tuck you away. Like it's if you go to jail, all that I got rights. No, you don't. They will hide you. They'll starve you, and they'll beat your ass, and they'll kill you. So I just want to let you know it's not do not let these rappers or these niggas on TV have you thinking going to jail is a fun place. It's not a fun place. I would recommend that everybody be a law-abiding person if possible. I'm just telling y'all this story to give y'all the understanding I had that made me actually seek a different mentality. Right. So that story that I gave you is just me immediately coming to jail. Let alone my whole experience from even when I get upstate. When I got upstate, I'm walking past the yard telling niggas SMD. I'm in the jail. You know what I'm saying? So when I get upstate, it's already moving. Like I remember this sergeant put me in one room and was like, listen, this is my jail. This ain't your fucking jail. Like, don't come in my shit, start no shit. And I'm like, listen, Sarge, I'm going for mine. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I just want to let y'all know I had a very high.
Why did you come into the jail scene popping so much lip? Did you know him from the outside, or did you know that it was just going to be on because where you were from?
Well, yeah, it's about just, I ain't gonna say where I was from, but I'm gonna just say it's just about, it's like rival basketball teams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You come in the wrong locker room, nigga.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong locker room. So for me, I was hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody liked me. And so
Yeah.
I just want to tell people, you see how aggressive I am on this internet? Now imagine if you owe me $20,000 and I know where you live and I'm paying that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine all of this aggression
Mm.
with a toxic mind. Okay,
Mm.
so like, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll knock on your mama door and be like, hey, is your son home? That nigga, oh, I don't care about none of that. And niggas will bust past your mama and come in your crib. So I just want to let y'all know that's just what it's like living in the ghetto.
Yeah.
Niggas is militant, but they militant for the wrong shit.
Yeah.
And so, you know, all of my actions and events was just waiting on me when I got to jail. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just what happened. So
You
boom.
know, no, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. Sound
Oh,
you was about to say something.
I was just finna cap it. So I'm a cap it here. So boom, I got into meditation. I got into, you know, just spirituality. And I had a conversation with my ancestors. And I remember telling now I'm fast forwarding. And I remember telling my ancestors in the cell, like, listen, I don't really care when I get out of jail. But when I get out, I just want a chance, you know, that to live a normal, decent life. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this shit. And it's like even Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson don't want to fight every day. Like nobody wants to fight every day. It gets tired. So I'm just like, my soul was just like, damn, like I'm just really tired of this life. So when I had that conversation, the best way I could describe it is like how Iron Man got that light on his chest. And I just felt, now I know that that's my heart chakra. But at the time, I just felt a feeling that I couldn't describe. Yeah. So I just felt like this little frequency on my chest. And I still feel it now. And from that conversation in my cell, as I just began to continue to educate myself and carry myself more in a manly manner, and coming to the mentality of an adult, I promise y'all not. Police started treating me more respectful. You know what I'm saying? They started just dealing with me like I'm a man instead of a boy. And my bed just became easier. And it might seem like magic, it probably was, but my bed just became easier. It became less hostile, and I just started having good things just come my way. And whenever like let's say right now I just go do some bullshit I know I shouldn't do. I can feel that frequency leave me. Yes. So like, I'm not gonna say I sold my soul to my ancestors or no crazy shit, but just to try to get y'all to understand what I'm saying is like, it's like I got a pact with my spirit guides. And it's like, nigga, as long as you do right, we gonna continue to give you the power and we gonna hold you down. But if you deviate from this path that you said you wanted to be on, you're done. So it's kind of like where I'm at now is all of this energy I got and all of this enthusiasm, it comes because not only am I doing something I love, I'm doing what I said I would do at one of the lowest points in my life. And if I just started doing some bullshit, and it could be anything, scamming, if I just started doing something that I know was corrupt, I can literally feel my energy going away. I can feel it. Yeah. And so that is how, you know, I got to where I am now, and I got out of jail. And when I got out of jail, the universe tested me. And I'm not going to go into detail, but you know what I'm saying? I had $100,000 offer on the table. And I'm going to just let y'all know, when you who I am and you coming from where I'm from, $100,000 is a hell of a lot of bread. Especially when you broke, you a felon, you ain't got no job. So I could have busted a move, been up $100K and been right back trapping and living that life. And I told a nigga no. And niggas was looking at me like, nigga, what type of time is you on? But I'm like, listen, man, this shit gonna sound corny as a motherfucker. But I gotta live a righteous life. And niggas didn't understand that at the time. Because it's looking like, it's like, imagine Big Meech getting out of jail. This is Big Meech. And nigga, welcome home, Big Meech. We got 100 bands for you. And Big Meech say, nah, nigga, I'm going to live with the Buddhist monk. Like, what? So for me, that's literally what happened. So I'm like, no, I can't even do that, bro. I gotta live a righteous life. And niggas didn't understand it, but now they see the fruits of my discipline. But with that being said, boom, I passed that test. I denied that offer. And I signed back up for college. I actually was enrolled in college, and then I dropped out to become a full-time teacher because there was no way I was able to create these PowerPoints and go to school for animation graphics design at the same time. Because my original plan was to create cartoons and then secretly put my knowledge in the cartoons.
Genius.
But what happened was I went viral on accident because I never meant to be a YouTuber. I tell people that all the time. I never planned on being a YouTuber at all. I did a video, I went viral, and then I was like, oh, okay, let me try that again. And I posted another one, that one went viral. And so anybody who has been following me since day one, you know I've never had a video that was not viral. My first video was 80,000 views.
Okay.
In 3 days. So I've always been viral. So what happened was, boom, I started going viral. And then the universe basically put me in a position where it was like, choose. You know what I'm saying? And I went with what I felt I should do, which is be a teacher. So because I wanted to impact Black people through the cartoons anyway.
Right.
But since I had already been given a platform to do that directly, I was like, forget school. And I'm not abandoning animation. I'm gonna get to doing it, but this is just where I'm at. Right. So boom, I've been on the internet. I have been endlessly educating myself. When I tell y'all I spent probably $3,000 on books just last week alone, I mean that. Like I literally got a fucking stack of Amazon boxes in the kitchen right now of shit I just ordered, let alone the shit I already got. So I literally make my living off educating myself and then educating others, but staying true to the fact that I'm Black and that my people need me first, but I'm not negating that other people need me as well. And so my goal in life, as I pass this long introduction back into the hands of the great one, my goal in life, some of it I'm not going to say online, but my goal in life is to become the most intelligent person living today on this planet, to become an international undefeated debater. And my goal in life is to actually devise a real plan and to create an actual political system that Black people can adopt, not just nationally, but internationally, and liberate my people from colonialism. And I've actually done that. I just haven't put it out yet because I'm cleaning it up. But with that being said, I'm in everywhere. I'm in history, I'm in science, I'm in math, I'm in physics,
spirituality.
Yeah, everywhere. I'm everywhere. Anywhere. I feel like I have literally and I'm gonna say this because most people are gonna say you ego tripping, but you gotta crown your own self in this damn time. From my historical research, until somebody else debunks me, I am the first polymathic Black person since Imhotep of ancient Egypt. And you can you can come behind me and do the research. Go look up what a polymath is. Yeah. A polymath is a person that's a genius in at least three subjects. But not only 3 subjects, you have to be intellectually in the top 1% elite of those subjects. So you can't just be knowing history. You have to be in the top 1% scholars. You can't just be good at genetics. You got to be in the top 1% of genetic intellectuals. So nobody can fuck with me in probably 50 different subjects. And when you look at the last Black person who was actually a polymath successfully, and when I say successfully, I mean I don't have crackatosis. I'm not Candace Owens. I'm Black, and I know I'm Black. When you look at the last Black person who was a genius and they knew they were Black, it was Imhotep. No religion. I don't have a religion. I'm me. I met my ancestors. It was Imhotep of Egypt. And so I want to go down in history as not only the most recent Black polymath to ever walk the planet. I want to use my intellectual capabilities to liberate Black people globally. And that is my goal. And that is what I'm going to do, period.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Shout out to Mazaja, $10 super chat. She said, you are resilient. There is a narrative in Islam which translate that the way of the Pharaoh was challenging at the creator's power, claiming he was the greatest. Oh, yeah. Nathan Strong, this was last week, token white boy here. Just kidding. Love your interview with Angela King. Young Pharaoh, Breakfast Club treated her like crap. She wrecked them, made them look like fools. And Steph Colonel, $25 super chat, he said, top 5 uncomfortable conversations incoming. Let's get it.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Beautiful story. Now I understand the man that is Young Pharaoh. It's this running joke amongst the black liberals that all Hoteps are born in a jail cell.
But you know what? That may be true, but I'm gonna tell you why that's true. The reason that black people become born in jail cells is because that's the first time we're no longer able to be distracted by an evil ass government. So what y'all got to realize is, what do we notice about pattern behavior? That it's more likely to be true because math doesn't lie. So if you can track something statistically, that's how you know it's not an accident. I'm gonna say that again. If you can track something statistically, it's not an accident. You don't know how many times you accidentally spilt some shit over or knocked some over. But if you know every Thursday at 8 o'clock, you knock some shit over, you're doing that shit on purpose. So what do we know about pattern behavior? Every black intellectual, and I'm not talking about niggas that just read in jails playing. I'm talking about niggas like Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad, niggas like us. We become born again in a cell, because in order to achieve greatness, you must go through a period of solitude. So the cell to us is what meditation chambers and the pyramids was to our ancestors. Get away from the world. See, when you in that cell, you ain't got to worry about water and lights. That shit is on. You ain't got to worry about if you gonna eat, because even if you don't like it, they're gonna feed you. You don't gotta like it. So when you don't gotta worry about surviving outside of your physical capacity to protect yourself, your mind becomes free to think.
Yeah.
And then you the neurons in your brain start to reconstruct themselves back in the original way they were before you became, fed all of these different toxic mentalities. And you become who you truly the fuck was supposed to become before society distracted you. So this is why I don't put nobody down, when they say, oh, black people was born again in a cell. Iron Man was born in a fucking cave. Do you know why I'm bringing that up? Solitude. Where was Buddha born? And I'm waiting for somebody to try me, because Buddha came from Egypt. Okay. The mentality of Buddhism is an offspring of the mentality of the pharaohs. A pharaoh is literally the union between human and divine. So all of that oneness and all that comes from my ancestors taught that to y'all. So y'all giving the Chinese too much credit for shit that we taught them. And the reason I'm bringing that up is, you know how my ancestors achieved enlightenment, and actually the first Buddha was black? Solitude. And so even when and just to confirm, because I know somebody feeling some type of way, go Google the Buddhist monk robes, and then go Google the African robes. You'll see that they almost look exactly alike. Do you know why? Because they got their shit from us. And so when you put that African robe on, it's actually supposed to be symbolic to what it means when Buddhist monks put it on. But the world does not respect black spirituality. It doesn't think that black men can become enlightened and wise, because they don't want us to know that we taught them how to become enlightened and wise. So I just want to let people who make jokes like that, enlightenment can take place anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And human evolution is actually pushed under pressure. This research MK Ultra, putting people under pressure. So when you put somebody under pressure, you expand their mind. I'm gonna drop one more jewel for you. We have crystals in our brains called dendrites that actually input and output thoughts. And these dendrites are piezoelectric. For people who don't know what something that's piezoelectric is, it produces electrical value upon pressure. So when you're stressed out, okay, and you putting stress on the mind, you are creating frequency. And pressure either bust pipes or create diamonds. So when you put a black man or woman under pressure, them crystals and that piezoelectric effect in our brain will either blossom a golden mentality, or it'll create a schizophrenic, mentally ill person. And for people like us, You know, you just reminded me that I was a pharaoh. That's it. And so I just want to let people know, don't let nobody make you feel bad if you're going through something or if you're under pressure, because you are literally being offered an opportunity to evolve your and shed your consciousness. It's why our ancestors used the cobra. The cobra is symbolic to internal strength, because it not only is it the largest poisonous animal on the world, it's the only animal that can look a 6-foot man in the eyes without no arms or no legs. So it's using all of its internal strength to stand up. So the cobra was symbolic to being not only internally strong, but shedding ideologies that no longer serve you. So just like a snake sheds its skin, we're supposed to shed mentalities that we outgrow. So, you know, the wisdom that's coming out my mouth ain't nothing that never came out my ancestors' mouth. And this is why I go so hard, because I need for people to put respect back on real black people's name. We know what we're talking about. We know, you know, what we're supposed to do. We just need people to get out the way so that we can do what we civilized y'all. We don't need y'all to tell us how to live. We just
So
need
how did you get to the point where you didn't have that hate for white people anymore? Was that part of enlightenment? Was it white did something nice for you? How did you break free from that mentality?
I would never say I hated white people,
Okay.
because I would be lying if I said that. And the reason
Okay.
I have to say that is because I've had white friends all my life. Like I've never been a person that, you know, like for example, when I was in 8th grade, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I had a white friend named Daniel that I was really cool. I would be lying to you. You know what I'm saying? I would be a dead ass lie. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you when I was in 6th grade I didn't have a white girlfriend named Joni that we was just cool. You know what I'm saying? I give her Jolly Ranchers and shit. She had a friend named Amanda. Like I would be dead ass lying. So outside of my street life, as far as school goes, I've never been hot. White people have been cool. I've never had, like, when I was in high school, I could go to the lunch table and sit with the Gothic kids and kick it with them. Like I was always a people person,
Right.
but I just never was educated on the shit that they really did all the way, if that makes sense. So when I found out the details of shit like the Tuskegee Airmen experiments, slavery, rape, you know, shit like that, it was like, ooh, you motherfucker. It was like, what? You know what I'm saying? It was like, like I felt like you lied to me, mother effer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt betrayed. But I never had a natural hate. It was just how anybody would feel. You're gonna feel lied to.
So how did you break free from that after you find out what white people did? How did you
well, my knowledge of the way the universe works is what disciplines my anger. So I don't want white people to think that I'm not angry I'm very angry towards you to the shit you did. And I'm gonna be angry until I get the fuck from up under this colonial shit you got me under. But I'm wise enough to know that we cannot live together. And the reason for the turmoil is because you are forcing us to live with you. And then black people are forcing me to live with you because we're afraid to accept the fact that we can't live together. And so what is bringing me inner peace
why
is
we can't live together? Why do you think we can't live together?
because we're not the same species of humanoid. And it's not about racism. It's not about, it's just about facts. We're not the same people. Like, let me give you an example, right? Sunlight for black people is totally different than what it is for white people.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about that. If one of my white friends gets sunburned, I'm not going to laugh at him, but I'm not going to, what you want me to get it? I don't get it. I don't get sunburn. So my thing is, what environment is best for you as a white person? Go there. Don't come live in the heat with me because you're my friend. Because when the sun get to cooking you, what am I supposed to do? But then if we flip it, I can't go live in Alaska. It's documentaries right now. White people go swimming in Alaska. Swimming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even motherfucking, I don't even really want to go. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Nothing in me says let's go to Alaska. But should my white friends look at me because I don't like the cold?
So you think it's more biological than it is sociological?
It's both. For
Okay.
example, right? And I'm gonna just say this, right? I know a lot of people gonna get upset, but I'm gonna just say this. Genetics, okay? Black people have a reptilian-based DNA.
Okay.
White people have a primate DNA, right? And we're going to deal with science right now. I don't do hate speech. I deal with fact speech. When you look at psychology, right? What is psychology? Outside of external stimuli, which develops into learned behavioral patterns, your internal form of psychology comes from your genetics. So there's something inside of a bird that says, flap your wings. We don't got to tell a bird that. The genetic sequence of a bird tells it that. So we don't ever ask ourselves, what is my DNA telling me? So when you study our DNA, we are not a conquestual people because our DNA sequence tells us to nest and make home where we find it, like reptiles. This is why you can take 20 black people right now, blindfold them, drop them in the middle of somewhere random, come back in 30 days and see if they don't be living right there like they wasn't there the whole time. That's just how our DNA works. We be shit. This where you can go to the hood right now.
So if you drop another group of white people off, what would happen to the area?
They will navigate it and turn it into a home, but eventually, you know what they're going to do? What? They're going to adventure the fuck off somewhere and go conquest. And they can't help themselves. Okay. and I'm just being honest.
You're saying white people are genetically predisposed to go take somebody else's shit.
Yes. And it's because of the 98% DNA sequence that they share with chimpanzees with only a 2% difference. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you look at chimpanzees, right? And this is, y'all can go do the research on this. Look at chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are naturally violent. But not only are they naturally violent, look at the way they live their life. They form groups and they go adventure out until they find other monkeys or animals and they jump them and take over their shit. Now, if you look at, if I was an alien, okay, let's say I was an alien and I came down to this planet and I said, let me study each species of humans on this planet and see how they live. You will never in your life see a group of black people go across the ocean and just start killing motherfuckers to take the land. And how do we prove this? Because the Egyptians and the black Indians cross interbred and mingle with each other, and we didn't beef. We built with each other. They got Mayan temples in Egypt, and they got Egyptian temples in America to show y'all these was our brothers and sisters. Now let's just take that same interaction and look at white people. And I'm an alien right now. I'm not a black person. I'm an alien in my UFO. When black people went around the world, they built shit, they had a couple wives, and they bought some jewelry. That's all we did. Yeah. Now, what did white people do when they went around the world? Murdered motherfuckers into extinction. You went to Australia and you killed the black Tasmanians into extinction. You killed 50,000. You went into Ireland and you murdered all of the black Twas, and now you claim that you the Irish. You came to America, you motherfucking Amerigo Vespucci came over here, landed in Florida, murdered 100 million Indians, and now you named the bitch America. So what? It's like every time a group of white people go somewhere, a whole lot of people that was there first die. And you have to ask yourself, what is it that makes these people do that? Because we know all white people are not racist, right? We know that. Yeah. We know all white people are not rapos. We know that. We know all white people are not Freemasons. Yeah. We know that all white people are not devil worshippers. We know that some white people is righteous. So we have to ask ourselves, if we take in accountability that all white people are not wicked people, what the fuck makes them do this? You have to look at their genes. You have to look at their genes. They can't help themselves. One day, let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. All right. Who is the only group of people on the planet Earth that go into the wild and enslave animals for personal entertainment? You might call it a pet.
Europeans. Okay.
Why do they do that? See, because do you know how many people have pets, but they're not racist? You know how many people have pets, but they're good people? They don't realize it. And then what they do is they spread this enslaving mentality to us because they don't see anything wrong with it. So they don't see nothing wrong with going into the wild, getting the animal, putting it in a tank, and forcing this fucking animal to be in tank jail until it died. Because
So,
they go ahead.
let me ask you this. What is it? Because I know some good white people. What is it that makes these white people, the good white people, different from their genetic disposition? Is it that their psyche
They philosophy.
overrides?
They philosophy.
Okay.
It's their philosophy.
Their philosophy overrides the genetic disposition for violence?
Well, that and the fact that there is, hybrid engineer entities on the planet Earth that do evil shit. And I just want to let y'all know, this is coming from biochemists and biological professors, that can back me up. And if you watch my my video I did on my channel called Blacks Are Extraterrestrials too, you already know I played the clip. But with that being said, black people are not able to be genetically engineered because our DNA is protected by melanin. And so white people are able to be genetically engineered because their DNA is not protected by melanin. And so we know that the evolution theory is a lie and it's false, but actual, biologists who are white will tell you that there is no natural occurrence or reason for pale skin. And the reason for pale skin is through genetic engineering. So this is where the conversation about extraterrestrials come up. So the reason I'm saying that is because there are entities on this planet Earth that do shit in the form of people that we see every day. And so I just want to say this to everybody, right? For people who say, I don't believe in extraterrestrials. At one point in time, I was on a bus with a 30-shot Mac, and you wouldn't have knew it. You'd have been sitting right in front of me, and I got a Mac around my neck with a shoestring with an extended clip in that bitch, and you don't know. And you'll wave at me and say, hey, young man. I say, how you doing, ma'am? And you don't know I got a 30-shot Mac on this bitch. Yeah. And so the reason I'm trying to, the reason I'm saying that is because you don't know who you next to in public every day. You don't know if you're next to a rapist. You don't know if the nigga on the side of you is the CIA. You don't know who the fuck that is next to you at the light. So if you don't know what people are around you, how do you know what beings are around you? Do you know if it's an aircraft above your house? Because the government got shit that's 100% stealth. So you don't know if that's a UFO. You don't know. So my main thing is, how are y'all so sure that we're the only entities on this planet? You're not sure of that. So
do you think that the black people who are, as you say, extraterrestrials genetically created white people?
No, we didn't. Yakub,
okay.
Because I know niggas love to say Yakub. So let me go ahead and just break that shit up real quick again. Yakub is not a person. It's an attribute. It's a word that means something. Yakub in Hebrew means to supplant. So Yakub is just to say that somebody supplanted a race of people on this planet Earth. And if you actually look up the genealogical age of the white chromosome, it's only 6,000 years old. And so you got me ready to back a PowerPoint out real quick just to give you one slide. I might do it. But if you go watch that lecture I did, white people are genetically engineered from Dravidian albinos. And that's just what it is. It's not, I would debate anybody on this. Okay. Right. I would debate anybody. So I don't want my white friends to get mad. It is what it is. Okay. I didn't do it. It is what it is. I'm trying to tell you the truth. You want the truth? Here we go. So extraterrestrials invaded this planet 6,000 years ago. And they genetically engineer humanoid species so that way they can attack the globe at one time without doing it. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at Egypt, right, Akhenaten, they try to say Akhenaten was the weakest pharaoh. Akhenaten was the strongest pharaoh. And Akhenaten was trying to tell black Egyptians to come back into the science of the sun and the science of the flower of life. Because when Egypt began to be invaded politically, just like we're being invaded by, evil beings or negative entities, they started getting the people to worship idols versus the universe. And so, at this same period, if you look at history, this is where they tell us history. How the Bible say the world is 6,000 years old. How the fuck is the world 6,000 years old? White people, after evolution and this monkey, this magical ass monkey, evolved into all of these people, the completion of that evolutional state was 6,000 years ago. Why is everything about history and science capped at 6,000 years old? Why we don't know anything past 6,000 years? How you telling me you finding million-year-old dinosaur bones, but when I ask you about me, it capped at 6,000 years old?
Yeah.
So the reason that they cap it at 6,000 years old is because that's when their history began. You cannot find a Dravidian. You cannot find a Mongoloid, which is a Chinese person. You cannot find a Caucasian past 6,000 years old. And this is why Arabs genetically are classified as Caucasian. Go look this shit up.
Yeah, they're classified as white. Yeah.
Let me pull this shit up because I gotta show y'all because I don't want nobody saying I'm doing too much. So as I'm talking, I'm gonna pull this up. But long story short, there is no race of people on this planet Earth.
Well, let me read some super chats while you pull that up.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I got a bunch pouring in right now. Hotep with it, stay with it, Kangs. Chat is lit. I know y'all wilding over there. 112 Drewski, Young Pharaoh, Carl Slade, speechless, incredible storyteller, Nerd Nash. He talking spicy. What up, nerd? Hotep with it. One must be alone with self in order to understand. Stay with it.
Yeah.
Isaiah Jackson, Bitcoin. Zay is in the building. He said, love the convo. Shout out to you, brothers, everyone else. Bitcoin in Black America. If y'all haven't got Bitcoin in Black America, go buy Bitcoin in Black America on Amazon right now. Hold up, Young Pharaoh. Zakia Vasquez. This is why children who live in constant turmoil and worry don't learn well. They have a mental solitude and space for it. Yes.
Right.
Brody McFarlane, Hotep, find enlightenment in our tribulations. Yes. Ready to keep building. Yes. Hotep with us. I waiting for young Pharaoh to hit the sunlight point. Yes, he did. Chris Jones, thank you. $33 super chat. He said, keep bringing this excellent content, Hotep. You really stepped your game up recently. Keep going. I ain't doing shit. This is all young Pharaoh. Aztec Mega, $10 super chat. Peace and love to Hotep Nation. Been waiting all weekend for this one. Young Pharaoh dropping mad knowledge. Shout out to the original beings. Reverse, $5 super chat. Young Pharaoh, lay it on us, man. Tell me what you got, yo.
There we go. Listen, I'm sharing my screen now, and I just want to let everybody know if your feelings get hurt, don't be mad at me. Be mad at your science teacher.
It's not on here though. It doesn't. It doesn't.
I didn't hit share yet. I'm sharing it right now.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, but I wanted to make sure I got to the precise slide so I don't accidentally, you know what I'm saying, show too much. But with that being said, I'm sharing my joint right now. And here, hold up, share screen. Okay, boom, share screen. All right, let me know if you see it. Can you see it?
Oh, it's gonna go to another window, and it might break our screens.
All right, let me stop. Let me stop the screen share. Hold up, end screen share. Oh, I see. It say standby. It say mine on standby.
Yeah, I gotta open up another screen and then pop it in, but I'm scared to do it because it might mess the stream up.
Okay, no, bug it. I'm ending the share. Hold up.
Can you just read off of it and just?
Yes, sir. Well, it actually was an image, but it's
okay.
all. It was an image that I wanted people to see. But whatchamacallit, it's all good. Just let me make sure I didn't mess the screen up. Make sure we still good in the chat.
We still good.
Okay, yeah, as long as everybody can see us. Now, with that being said, if y'all want to see what I was about to show, just go watch this video I did called Proof Blacks Are Extraterrestrials. And it'll break down everything to you that I was about to show you. But long story short, I was about to show you what a Neanderthal really is, and how the Neanderthal Dravidian albino became today what we call a Caucasian. And Cauk means caucus, which is for death. And a Caucasian is a genetically dead Asian. So when we talking about the phenotype hierarchy, it goes black people who are descendants of the mitochondrial Eve gene. Okay, and this is why I say black people, because we are all around the world. We are descendants of this mitochondrial Eve gene. And then to this other class of species, which according to, microbiology and evolution, if you are not of African descent, you are only 93% human being and 7% Neanderthal. So when we start talking about Neanderthals, now we go to Dravidians. Then after Dravidians, we go to Mongoloids, which are Asians, Chinese people, Koreans, etc. Then below that, we go to Caucasians. So there's a pyramid of phenotype. ancestry that has nothing to do with us because we're the fuck over here. And so I just want to let people know that, like what we do affects us differently than what other people do. And this is what white people have to understand. You can't educate me about me because I'm not you. It's not about hate. It's about facts. The turtle can't teach the bird. The bird can't teach the turtle.
Yeah.
But you don't see turtles and birds beefing, do you? No. So my question to white people is, why do y'all want to fight us? Because we don't want to let y'all tell us what the fuck we should think. Why? Why can't the best mind win? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had a country and any white person you can think of had a country, my shit'll be jumping. I promise you my shit'll be jumping. Why do I gotta listen to the way you telling me to live? I don't like chemtrails. I don't like polluted water.
So how do you feel about COVID and the vaccines that they're coming in? Is there an agenda coming behind all of this?
Oh yeah. COVID-19 is a biotechnological engineered weapon, which they were trying to use to interface and upload human consciousness on a global cyber cloud to enslave humanity. That's just what that was about. And I broke that down on my channel, and I'm gonna do another video on it because I'm blocked right now. I can't post on YouTube for a week. But when I'm blocked right now. But when I come off YouTube jail next week, I'm gonna bust it. I'm gonna be right back swinging. But with that being said, yeah, COVID-19 was basically the elite's capstone to the New World Order and global world domination. And so I want people to know who don't like Donald Trump. You don't gotta like Donald Trump. If it wasn't for Donald Trump, nigga, you would be in a FEMA camp right now because he's the one who stopped all of that. So, the fact that we don't follow technology or we don't follow politics, we don't realize that they go hand in hand. And people might say, how do they go hand in hand? The military industrial complex. People don't realize that the military industrial complex has been being used by satanic elite pedophiles to create weaponized technology to enslave the world. But we don't give a fuck because we don't pay attention to the military. Nigga, any word that's more than 5 letters, a nigga not gonna read it. And we just literally let almost a half a century pass by. And we literally let these people enslave us by not paying attention because we cared about who had the hottest mixtape, who had the biggest butt. And we literally let the entertainment industry distract us. We literally let sports distract us to the point that when we finally started paying attention, it was already too late. But the only reason we don't know it was too late is because Donald Trump saved niggas.
How he do that?
Because Hillary Clinton was supposed to be in the White House. Donald Trump slit her throat when he ran. And when he ran because he knew these people was trying to enslave humanity. So everything that we've been through was already planned out. But the president just didn't play the role that Hillary would have played. For example, when COVID-19 jumped off, Trump closed the borders. Hillary would have left them bitches open. When the vaccines rolled out, Trump said what? Get them if you want them. Hillary would have said them bitches is mandatory. Straight up. When people don't know, we was just in a state of martial law. The seal was off the United States podium. It came back in April. People beat that. FEMA, the elites had us in a state of martial law. Donald Trump shut that shit down. He made sure the military didn't even fuck with us. Now, the presidential seal is back on the podium. So we literally just dodged a biochemical attack. We just dodged mandatory vaccination. And we just dodged martial law because the president did not go with the elitist agenda. And they tried to assassinate Donald Trump 6 fucking times. So I just want to let y'all know, Donald Trump is not a black man. He's not going to know what's best for me. The same way I don't know what's best for him. But what I do know is he's not a piece of shit. And by me being a real nigga, the way that the streets groom me to be, I know a real nigga when I see one. And we don't have to agree on everything to agree that Donald Trump is a real nigga. I'm just going to say that. So,
but a lot of black people hate Donald Trump, and he's a racist, and he's dividing the country.
But they love Joe Biden, who literally is a KKK member, though. But they love LeBron James, who's telling you to vote for Hillary Clinton, who literally is a KKK member, though. If we can deal with sex trafficking and pedophilia, people will say that's conspiracy. So let's just leave that out. Let's just talk about facts. The facts are, Joe Biden is a KKK member. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's not up for debate. That is a fact. Hillary Clinton is a racist KKK member. That's a fact. Okay. Barack Obama is not a U.S. citizen. Okay, and Barack Obama is a Muslim Islamic terrorist who gave ISIS millions of dollars to create Antifa. That's a fact. So we talking about things that we can track with a paper trail. I can show you Hillary Clinton with Graham Withers with the KKK. Yeah. Hillary Clinton said Margaret Sanger was one of her mentors. Margaret Sanger was a female KKK member and a Satanist, and the bitch created the Negro Project to exterminate blacks, which then evolved and changed its name to Planned Parenthood. So black people love Democrats for the same reason that they don't realize that they love McDonald's, because you love your own demise. You love it. You love it. You don't see nothing wrong with going to the doctors and just getting a flu because you just trust the doctor. You just get a flu vaccine. We don't really get into the details of what we do. But what we do is we peer pressure. See, we don't make right or wrong decisions based off of intellectual and moral compass. We make right or wrong decisions based off of peer pressure. So if it's me and it's 10 niggas and there's 20 girls in the house, if I say, yo, Hotep Jesus, go back there with Shorty, she want to holler at you, you might not really want to go back there. But you're going to go back there because if you don't, we're all going to talk about you and we're going to rib on you and we're going to peer pressure you. Mm-hmm. So most black people, and I'm not knocking my people, but most of us do not make morally sound and logic decisions. We make emotionally based and peer pressure based decisions. We don't even wear the clothes that we wear because we like them. We wear them because people say they popping. Because if you want to be honest, most of the shit niggas wear is garbage. And I'm not ugly. It's trash. Like, dude, that shit is trash. And I'm not even being a hater. Nobody wears man bags, bro. Nobody wears skinny ass jeans. It's trash. But you wear it because it's the thing to do. And so we literally peer pressure and trend ourselves into depression. I mean, depression and it's trending to be ignorant. Like, do you know how many niggas I've ran across right now who will be like I've had niggas tell me, nigga, you don't know nothing about the struggle, nigga. Like, because I speak intellectually, they think I'm a lame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, I'm on parole right now, nigga. What are you talking about? I'm on parole right now on this live, nigga. Yeah. I'm on parole, bitch. I check in. Yeah. I'm like, we don't think intelligence is valuable. So the more ignorant you act or the more dumber you act, we get rewarded. And all of us got at least one story. Don't lie. All of us got at least one story that we was either the center of or we seen it happen, where you hear a nigga say something like, oh, here this nigga go. Oh, here this. Oh, here go. You want to preach. It's like when you start talking positive to niggas look at
or
you.
Intellectual.
Yeah, or intellectual.
Oh, this nigga want to start speaking knowledge.
Here we go.
This nigga think he Nas.
Exactly. We rib on each other. And that's why we don't go nowhere. And niggas want to act like it's white people, which it is, specifically Democrats, but it's not them. It's really you. Ain't nobody, who the fuck told us we couldn't start our own banks? Nobody say that shit. It's not no law. It's not illegal for us to come together. We just don't want to do the shit. And nobody wants to admit that. So what we're doing now is we're projecting our own accountability onto others. And
that's that victim mentality type thing.
It's called competitive victimhood. And what we're doing is we're competing to see who could be the best victim. And if y'all don't believe me, what do niggas do all day? What do niggas do? They compete about how hard they had it. That's what they do. Nigga, you ain't, nigga, I come from here, nigga, we was eating bread jug. And then the next nigga, nigga, we was eating toasting sugar cell. Nobody give a fuck what you was eating in the projects. What are you doing right? What are we doing right now to make sure we're not eating that? Even when you look at your favorite rapper, your favorite basketball player. What's the first thing they do when they get an award? They talk about how hard they had it.
Oh, yeah, that's the second thing. Yeah.
They get right on the podium and say shit like, man, I just want to thank my grandma for, 10 of us was in the house. Raekwon. Like, but we glorify struggle, and we love niggas. We love to hear niggas say we come from nothing, and that's not true. Cause I used to think that until I realized, nigga, I come from Egypt, nigga, where the soldiers had shields made of gold. Nigga, the shield was gold. Nigga, we gonna beat your ass iced out. So, nigga, the shield was niggas. Niggas broke the back with a gold shield, nigga, in the spear. Nigga, the spear made of gold, nigga. This a royal warrior. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? We come from where, nigga, you talking about essential oil, nigga, the women just smelt like lickman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't know that because what white people did. They erased our history. They never told us that we civilized the world because most people don't know that Egypt was a global empire. It wasn't just in Egypt.
Yeah.
What they did was they reverse engineered history with the evolution theory, and they taught natural selection, which is not true. And
Can I pause you real fast?
Go ahead.
For people that ask me, a lot of people ask me like, "What is Hotep?" Right?
Right.
Now, for me, young Pharaoh right now in his prime is the essence of Hotep or Hotepism. This is like everything he's speaking is a gnosis in our community.
That's right.
And these are the brothers that won't get to the media, so on and so forth. But I want y'all to know, like, a lot of people see me, they say, "Oh, Hotep, you Hotep." I'm not really Hotep. This nigga right here is Hotep on level 1000. Let me get to these super chats real fast. Rachel Well, thoughts on the curse of Ham from the Talmud. Also, ever heard of Tony Martin talk about the Jewish slave trade of Africans? It's on YouTube. We're not going to get into that. Not today. I want to keep my YouTube channel, but that curse of Ham is a falsified story. Steph Colonel, Trump infiltrated a culture, deep state that was not supposed to be a part of. That is why he's hated all over. Real talk. Mazaja, what up, Halima? Dr. Abdul Hakim Quick is expert in West Afro-Caribbean history. Also, you write Elite Agenda. Aromo, Kush were robbed of land, killed, made to work for peanuts over a century. Capital is fine, not Addis Ababa. Daylight robbery. Marcelo, 1821. Appreciate you. Pharaoh and Hotep. Yeah, we getting lit, baby. Sophia Durbano. Look into epigenetics about seeing who and certain Caucasian tribes have a conquest gene. All right, so let's focus on focus what you've been saying, right? So Trump interrupts the elite plans.
Yes.
Democrats are the actual racists out here. Black people are stuck on the Democratic plantation, as some people would put it. But here's my big concern: the vaccines from Bill Gates and Melinda. Where do you see the future going with these vaccine things? Do you think that I feel like it's inevitable that they're going to eventually say these things are mandatory? Am I wrong in that?
Well, when the you know how Donald Trump say when the looting start, that's when the shooting start. Well, I like to say when the vaccine start, that's when the action start. So, yeah, I mean, when the vaccine start, that's when the action start. And don't steal my shit because I know one of y'all going on Twitter right now. Don't steal my shit. But with that, that's what niggas do. But with that being said, what people got to realize is you're going to have to physically make this world a better place. And I'm not advocating violence, but what I'm saying is there are a group of people trying to kill you on this planet, and that's just the truth. And Bill Gates is one of them. He's in the top 5, and we're going to have to do something about this. And so if they don't arrest Bill Gates, like I say, I don't give a fuck who listening. Bill Gates is not allowed. If I see Bill Gates, I'm popping that bottle. You can feel how you feel. You can do. If I see Bill Gates, I'm popping that bottle. And popping that bottle can mean whatever you want it to mean. It don't mean it's just the same. But if I see Bill Gates, I'm cracking the top straight up. And so I'm just letting y'all know these people have been killing us for thousands of years. But for the last 100, they've been doing it with vaccination. So, for probably the last 150, they've been doing it medicinally with vaccination. So it's not about is he going to kill us with the vaccine? because we know that that's what they do with these vaccines. We've seen them do it. It's about, are you going to let them kill you with that vaccine? So I'm just, and it comes down to gaslighting, right? Because we all know what gaslighting is. But y'all don't realize how classism is set up to gaslight you. And what I mean by that is this. How do you become the police? You go and you just join it. You go through the academy. So that means you always had the potential to become a police. How do we become doctors? You go, educate yourself, and then you get accredited with a certain level of knowledge. So we always had the potential in us to become doctors. So now here's the thing. We don't realize that. So now when these doctors is trying to kill us or evilly medicate us, we don't believe that we smart enough to tell them no, because we're not a doctor. But it's like, he wasn't a doctor at one point in time either. He was just like you. So my thing is, it's time for people to stop being afraid and tell these motherfuckers, I don't care if you're a doctor. That's bad. I don't care if you're a lawyer. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, because you don't have any level of knowledge that I can't possess as well. Because if so, you wouldn't have obtained it. You ain't doing nothing I can't do. So when it comes to the American people, we have to stop being afraid to say, we're not dumb. We're not stupid. We might not be professionals, but we know what we need to know. I might not know how to chemically create a new drink. I don't even play like that. I don't know how to make Kool-Aid in the lab. I would never even try it. But I know that water is H2O, and I know everything I need to know about H2O. So I know anything that's not H2O, 9 times out of 10 is bad for me. That's just facts. So I don't have to be in the lab with Bill Gates. And, me particularly, I know all about cell lines and, egg incubation. And I know the process of these vaccines. But for those of you who don't, you don't have to know. All you need to know is that animal viruses don't go in your human body. These vaccines contain animal viruses because they're incubated in animal cells. So they will always contain antigens, which are foreign and toxin substances that are introduced to the body that create sickness because they don't belong in there. That's common sense. You don't got to go to fucking school for 8 years to figure that out. That's just common sense. So why are you afraid to tell your doctor you're not vaccinating me? Why are we afraid to tell the state and the governor, you can kiss my ass? I'm not breaking the law. I'm not committing a crime. Is it a crime for me to have my children's best interest in hand? You feel what I'm saying? They get madder at niggas who deny vaccines than they do at niggas who rob a bank. They get mad. They treat you like you the worst parent in the world for saying you're not vaccinating my kid. But let you go rob a bank, nigga. That they don't even they'll make a documentary about you.
I feel like that is the real fight, right? The real fight. Like I was at the grocery store the other day. It was a white lady there, mall, and she was like, I went to Florida and the people didn't have their masks on, and I don't know what we need this vaccine. I feel like it's the ignorant people in this world that are actually enabling the evil people to get away with the stuff that they get away with, because it's so right.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true.
It's so frustrating. Like especially when we look at like black boys are 300% more likely to get an autoimmune disease from a vaccine
Yes,
than Caucasians, right? But black folks is the main ones running around putting a mask on, looking at you crazy when you don't got your mask on. The main one asking for the vaccine. It's like we asking for our own death.
Yes, and that's because a good majority of black people have come up with a disease that was discovered by General SETI called chronic crackatosis. A lot of you niggas have chronic crackatosis, and one of the side effects of chronic crackatosis is just blindly trusting white people you've never met, named Bill Gates. That's one of the most disturbing side effects. And we have this thing about us, man, and it goes deeper than that. It's about self-hate. And I'm gonna just be honest with you, it's about self-hate, because it go deeper than niggas just looking at you crazy because you ain't got the mask on. You ever be at work with a motherfucker, and then when the manager come around, they just a whole nother person.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
They acting funny, and then when the manager leave, they want to fuck with you on break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
called crackatosis. And it's like you want to shit on me when this white manager come around, and now you the employee of the galaxy when he come around or she come around, but when they gone, now I'm your man. So and that's what black people suffer from. We don't know that we have this subconscious slave embedded mentality to uphold white foresight, and we feel like if white people say it is right, and until white people say that it's not right, nigga, we ain't listening to you because the white man know everything. And it's just like that's just really how some people feel. And to be honest with you, that's how I've been so successful at being a teacher. It's because I give you a white reference at the same time that I give you a black reference. So for most of you who didn't realize that I do that, pay attention. I give you the black reference first, and then I back it up with the white reference. And the reason that black people listen to me, little do they know, and I'm not talking about the conscious ones. I'm talking about just niggas that be like, yo, I started listening to Young Pharaoh last week. Do you know why you started listening to me? Because I showed you a white man who told you that I was right. Because if I would have showed you a black man, you wouldn't have believed me. You wouldn't have believed me. Even with the extraterrestrial shit, right? Niggas called me crazy for years until I played a video of David Wilcock saying that black people have extraterrestrial DNA and the government doesn't want them to know that. I played the video, niggas went crazy. I've been saying that for 5 years off my own research. Now when I come 4 years later with David Wilcock confirming what I've been doing presentations on for 4 years, now you listen. So we still, we don't see what black people don't understand is we never opened up psychological institutions after slavery. We never dealt with mental health. We still don't. So how do you know that your mentality is still not 500 years out of date? Your brain is a biological computer. Every 30 to 6, you're not gonna, I don't care who got a phone. I guarantee you have not had your phone for more than 90 days and it didn't tell you to update it. Guarantee you. So we've been in this country for more than 500 years, but I'm gonna just deal with this one for 500 years, right?
Yeah.
We ain't never upgraded our minds.
Yeah.
We ain't never asked ourselves, yo, how do I think now as opposed to then?
You could tell on how we dealing with the George Floyd situation. We're still operating off this whole like 1950s outdated way of dealing with things, which brings me to our next question. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter in the
Garbage.
organization? What?
I said garbage.
Garbage. I concur.
Yeah. Trash, Marxism, infiltrate the country, destroy it from the inside out. And this is another thing about black people, which I need to realize, okay? Not only is Black Lives Matter an undercover LGBTQ Marxism psyop that is funded by George Soros, the founders are literally Jewish. Okay, the one chick, what's her name? Alice, whatever. Her last name before she changed it was Schwartz. Schwartz is a Jewish name because her mother was married to a Jewish man. So I just want to let y'all know, just like the Jews hijacked the civil rights movement, they're hijacking, not hijacking, they're the hands pushing this because they really want to collapse the country so that they can allow China to colonize it and turn it into an international order of communism. Controlled by artificial intelligence. So if you know anything about communism, communism is brought about through Marxism that infiltrates democracy. Democracy is destined to collapse on itself due to the social construct of democracy. When a little bit of people control all of the people wake up and then there's chaos. And what Marxists believe is that if you inject yourself into that chaos just right, when you reestablish order, it can come out in the form of communism. So democracy is the gateway political construct to communism. If you don't believe me, do the research on any nation that is now communist. Guess what it was before? Not all of them, but 9 out of 10 were democratic nations.
Yeah, democracy is mob rule.
That's right. And so what people got to realize is we don't read. Be honest. We don't read. Y'all niggas don't read. Let's just be real. Your niggas do not read. Cut it out. You don't read. You don't pay attention. Political science is something that you niggas don't even want to hear about. So where we are right now And what we're going through right now is solely because we chose not to educate ourselves on how to avoid it. And for those of us that have, we chose to shun each other because it's not trending. I've been here for 5 years. Why I've been wasn't popping the way I am. Because niggas didn't need me. You didn't need me. See, the people that been messing with me for years, I have a deep love for them because I know it was just we always on the quest for ascension. Now I got all of these new motherfuckers DMing me and hit me up. And you know why you hit me up? Because you need me. All these years I was just the crazy black guy. You didn't want to hear that. I'm talking about stop eating meat and spiritual meditation, telekinesis, and all that shit. You didn't want to hear that. Now your life is on the line, and you want to call me now. And the reason I'm saying that is because why do we wait until our life is on the line to do something that could have prevented our life from being on the line? And I'm gonna end it as I pass it here. When I say that niggas will not read to say they save their life, I mean that literally. And the reason and you might say, Pharaoh, how do you mean that? When I was in jail, right? I'm not gonna say I became an attorney. I'm not doing all that. But I learned the law good enough to defend myself. I learned the law so good, I got convicted at trial. 2 weeks later, I got my conviction vindicated with a pro se 330 motion to set aside verdict with 13 grounds that all stuck. That's how good I became at the law. Now, why is this important? The way I used to make money in jail is I used to beat niggas' cases for them. So I would go to law library. You might come in with a gun case. I'll read your shit, and then I'll go get you some case law. And then your people put the money on my books, and I give you the case law. You take it to court. I beat my nigga case twice in a row. Nigga came for a pistol, I beat it. He came again, I beat it. He came the third time, I said, nigga, no, I'm not doing this for you because, nigga, you just don't give a fuck. Right. But the point I'm trying to make is I got a lot of niggas out of jail. I helped a lot of niggas with their cases for the low. Okay, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because do you know how many niggas I couldn't help who was copping out to 10 years, 5 years because they didn't want to read? You know how many niggas I used to say, bro, nah, you could beat that because whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, go get criminal arrest, key wop-de-wop, go get this. And niggas used to be like, man, I don't feel like doing that shit. I literally had niggas tell me, bro, I don't care, bro, I'm gonna just take the 5, get my weight up and come home. I ain't going to law library. Literally, it's you know how many niggas is in jail right now that could come home today, but they just don't want to read. They don't want to learn. They don't want to read a book and see a word they never heard of. And then go read the definition and introduce their mind into a new. Niggas do not want to learn. It's just the truth. We used to get killed as slaves for learning how to read. Now you can't. I guarantee you, 90% of the niggas in this chat don't even got a dictionary in their house. I guarantee you ain't got no dictionary in your house. I guarantee you don't. And if you don't got a dictionary, nigga, you can't tell me that you read. Nigga, I don't believe you read if you ain't got a dictionary, nigga. You're lying. And so that means, with that being said, we can literally end this shit today if we just decide to put education on the same level as fun. Nobody said you don't have to have fun, but why don't we educate ourselves instead of beefing with each other all week and then partying on the weekend? Why don't we educate each other all week and then party on the weekend? I still have fun. I throw private parties that's invite only because I don't like the mentality of the general public. But I still turn the fuck up. So, Hotep, whenever I pop, you want to pop, I'll play. Nigga, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you right now, nigga, the invitation is extended. Nigga, I'm throwing a birthday party in LA. My nigga, invite only.
I'm coming.
Okay, and we going to turn up. We turn up. So, I have fun, but I'm just not an idiot. Like, I don't have to be a dummy to enjoy my life. And so that's just what black people got to realize. We gotta get away from this. Intellect is not cool. What's not cool is being a coon. Now, if somebody like me or Hotep was as advanced in the areas that we are, but then we was talking shit about black people all day and pulling the Candace Owens and being cool, then I could be like, okay, you know what I mean, get the fuck out of here. But for us to, intellectually elevate ourselves and then return that to the people, that's the point of life. That's the point of life, is to learn and create better faculties of existence than the one that previously existed. Why is that not cool? Why is that, why the females don't like that? Why I could be a dumbass nigga with $1 million and I can have any female I want, but I could be a hard working construction nigga that's an undercover genius, and you don't want me. You know what I'm saying? Why? No, people don't ask themselves, why are things this way? Why is knowledge devalued?
Yeah. You know, I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people reach out to me, especially black people, right? And they say, "Yo, Hotep, what's the way?" And reluctantly, I always say the same thing. I'm like, educate yourself. Nah,
Right?
that can't be it. I'm like, yo, that's literally it. Like, it's like they scared of the knowledge. Like, you know, I don't know. I guess they feel like it's too much work or it's gotta be, you know, a lot of people want a pill, right? Instead
Right.
of saying like, you know, I'm gonna lose weight by working out and eating right, just give me the pill.
Right.
They want to know where's the pill. Ain't no pill. The pill after you lose weight gonna kill you.
Period. It's that simple. And then it's like niggas don't want to educate themselves, right? And then niggas be, we don't got time to learn. We got it's a revolution.
Yeah,
Okay, let's just say that this magical black revolution happens,
yeah.
and we liberate ourselves. Nigga, you don't know how to build no fucking house, nigga. You don't know how to do plumbing and electrical. You don't know how to sew clothes, nigga. Do you know how to make diapers and toothpaste? No. So it's like if you don't educate yourself, you will digress into a savage-like state. And if you want to put war before intelligence, go ahead. But once you're done with your battle zone, you'll be in an even worse savage state than you were before. So if you are not
That's deep.
intelligent, nigga,
That's why we keep. I've told people that before. They like, yo, we got to dismantle the system. I'm like, that's not step one. War is not step one, yo. We got a long way to go before we decide to take up arms and revolt. You know what I mean?
man, the only time you and what people don't realize is you don't gotta dismantle the system. All you gotta do is create your own. What the fuck is so? It's just like this, right? What do we do when we're around people we don't want to be around? We get the fuck away from them. That's just that simple.
Yeah.
We get the fuck away.
Yeah.
Everybody got that one person that we chilling, we was vibing, and this might be the nigga that get drunk and want to fight. And
Right.
we don't feel like dealing with that. So now it's like, all right, Hotep, I'ma holler at you, nigga. I'm out. I mean, we was playing Madden, and this nigga, I don't feel like fighting with this nigga today. This cousin Joe like to get. We don't feel like dealing with. So when it comes to the system, why don't we all put our minds together? Why don't see? This is my thing, right? What I see black people doing is a lot of complaining. What I see black people doing is praising celebrities and entertainers who are actually stupid, and I do mean stupid. They get retarded people and give them a lot of money to influence you to be retarded. But this is the point I'm trying to make. What I don't see black people doing is opening up technological research institutes. I don't see that. So if you really want to get from under oppression, open up one of them bitches and start creating your own technology and your own infrastructure. And if the people that say, well, why don't you do it? Bitch, I'm trying to get my money up so I can. Motherfucker.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now, Pharaoh. So if you want to get down, I got 3 tech companies under my belt.
Listen, when it's over, we're gonna have a conversation. That's
all. You get it, but you get it. You get it.
And listen, I didn't know that he was doing that. So that just shows that he's right. He's right here. He knows how to get the fuck out of slavery. And I want to say this: Frederick Douglass said, "Knowledge deems a child unfit to be a slave." So what do you learn in the 48 Laws of Power? Even though I don't necessarily agree with that book, what's one of the rules? Never outshine the master.
Yes.
Whose rule is that? That's the master's rule. But you know why they tell you that? Because when you outshine the master is no longer he's no longer qualified to be your master. So if black people really want to get out of oppression, what we have to do is we have to show that we can be more intelligent, that we can be more humane, that we can be more righteous, that we can protect our way of life militantly better than the person that's doing it. So we have to be able to say, listen, y'all create y'all buildings and y'all cars this way, and y'all fucking up the world. We create cars and buildings this way, and not only are we healing people, the shit that the house is made out of is frequency, is positive to the environment on a frequency. So instead of making cars that give off pollutants, why we don't make cars that give off binaural tones that make trees grow. Don't say it can't be done. Why?
Yeah, that's been my argument with a lot of like alt-right people. They say, oh, we created all this technology. I'm like, you didn't create technology, you created destruction, because half the stuff y'all create destroys the earth. So when you look at us and why we weren't creating some of the things, because we was trying to figure out how to do it so it didn't kill the earth.
And we actually successfully did it. And what they did was they monetized our creation.
Facts.
So you have in business what's called a hostile takeover of a corporation. So when white people came to Egypt, they seen that the pyramids were using aqueducts in order to power the entire nation. So for those of you who don't know, there's infrastructure under the pyramids that go miles under the ground. And the pyramids actually used to be, surrounded by water. It was a river called the Nile River. And when the Nile River dried up, it left behind the Nile River. And so our ancestors used the electrical intervals that were created off of the movement of water to actually interface with the granite and other, chemical mineral constructs in the pyramids to literally give electricity to the entire civilization. So what white people came and did is they said, well, damn, these black people have figured out a way to technologically innovate a civilization for free. Like a lot of people don't know, they found flushing toilets in Egypt. Egypt had a flushing, we had sinks and flushing toilets. So I just want you to know there's nothing in your house right now that our ancestors didn't already have. But what white people did was they said, well, we don't have no natural resources. We don't have shit to do anything with, let alone to where we can be valued. So what the Greeks did was they came up with the banking system, fiat currency, coinage. So our ancestors didn't have banking systems, not because we were primitive, but because we had intellectually and alchemically advanced so much that we learned how to literally construct our homes out of the environment in an advanced state and make them energetically conducive to their own selves. So this is how Egypt became so advanced, because we didn't have to work fucking jobs. So instead of being at a job for 8 hours a day, you can go meditate or go to military training for 8 hours a day because your house runs itself. So what the Greeks did was they said, we have to get these niggas to no longer value nature. We have to get them to value material things. How do you do that? You undercut their spiritual system, because our spiritual system was rooted in nature. So you take our spirituality away by forcing religion on us. And then you take our energy system and you replace it with an economy. Economy stands for enemy conning me. Your enemy is conning you. So they conned us out of our energy system and gave us the banking system. And then they took our technology and perverted it to where it's destructional to the environment. And now you niggas have replaced your love for nature with a newfound love for money. And this is why black people can't be free, because we not free right here. So until we realize that we can be swagged out and we can be popping, but we also can be spiritual, we also can be scientific and be innovative, we'll never be free. And
how much of our spiritual destruction is due to religion? I know you are pretty harsh on Islam. You think Islam was partly the destruction of our civilization, right?
Well, all of them was. And Muhammad, literally in the Quran, it says Muhammad is a white man. And I got clips of Pharaoh out of his mouth admitting that Muhammad is a white man. So I just want to let anybody know that, worships Islam, you worship a white man. And don't bring up Farrakhan, because I'm gonna play a clip of him out his mouth saying, "Do you know the Quran says Muhammad was righteous? But he was a white man." I got the clip, nigga.
I know a clip you talk about.
Yeah, he was a white man. So don't. And I got the verses, nigga. I got the verses, nigga. I got the nigga. I've been had the hadith. So nigga, I got it in the hadith, nigga. You know what the hadith is? The hadith says Muhammad was a white man. It refers to that nigga as a white man over 12 times. So I just want to let y'all know, white people created religion as a weapon, as a warfare tool for Freemasonry. So that's what people got to understand. Islam is for the Eastern branch of Freemasonry. Christianity is for the Western branch of Freemasonry. And then Judaism is for the elites. So this is why you only see the Jews practicing Judaism, because that's not for the lower class Mason. So when you look at the way the world is conquered, what do we see? We see Christianity and Catholicism in the West and Islam in the East. But they all answer to the Pope. And the Pope answered to the Jews. And when we talk about what? The triad, the trilateral commission. The 3 points of control is religion. So people got to realize that religion is a bunch of made up shit that gets you to subconsciously worship white people. That's just all it is. That's just what it is. And I don't know how else to tell you that. So I don't jack religion because I know that the original religion of black people was solar science, as I call it. We understood for example, right, the 12 hours in a day. Yeah. You multiply that by 2 to give you 24. Right. Those are actually the 12 zodiac signs that we experience every 60 minutes. So, for example, Virgo is the beginning of the zodiac on a solar scale. So when you're dealing with when you're dealing with the zodiac on a scale of months, it's Aries first. When you're dealing with it on a scale of solar system travel, it's Virgo. Now they say that the witching hour, or the hour on the planet Earth when paranormal activity is at its highest, is at 3:15 to 3:16 a.m., but specifically between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Now, why is that? That's because the planet comes into Virgo, and there's literally an electromagnetic flux that is pushed across the planet, and this frequency travels around the entire globe and powers the latitude and longitude lines of the planet Earth. Some of us call it ley lines, dragon lines, key lines, but these are real frequencies. Yes. And our ancestors not only understood these frequencies, they built their civilizations right underneath them. Right. And so when
nearly every major city in the United States is built on the crossroads of these ley lines.
That's right. And they got that template from us. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because now you see why they say, oh, astrology is the devil. Oh, Egypt is the devil. Oh, don't worship astrology. That's witchcraft. Anything that we did that made us powerful, they demonized the shit. And I want you to know why. Because our ancestors was not religious. This is why no matter what religion you read, it starts in Egypt and it starts with the demonization of Egypt. Why do everybody hate Egypt so much? What the fuck did Egypt do to y'all? So you got to ask yourself, what really makes black people powerful? Our knowledge of science combined with spirituality. Not only were we spiritual, we were able to express our spirituality scientifically. And when you read about it, white people they'll get it misconstrued as if we worship the sun. Or it was, they'll say, oh, these people practice sun. We didn't worship no damn sun. We just knew that the sun was the source of all physical reality in life. And another thing I want to break down about the sun, of why we need to return to that, is because no other person on this planet Earth can reach the creator through the sun except for black people. And I'm going to give y'all an example, right? There's a process called ultra-fast internal conversion, where the melanin, the neuromelanin, keyword, neuromelanin, only black people have neuromelanin. Non-black people have pheomelanin. Let's be clear on that. The neuromelanin in our skin can convert UV rays and other spectrums of the sun into evenly dispersed energy at a ratio of 99.9%. Nobody else's body can mechanically do that. So this is why they get sun cancer. So not only do we convert this energy evenly, what they also don't tell you is that we have the ability to perform human photosynthesis. So what human photosynthesis is when the melanated receptors in your skin take photons.
The melanocytes, yep.
That's right. When they take photons from the sun and convert it directly into food energy. Mm-hmm. And the way that we do this is because black people have the same chemical construct as plants. The only difference is we have iron in our blood and plants have magnesium. If we were to switch them chemicals, we would turn green and plants would turn black. So black people are literally a plant people. Our teeth are herbivore based. We're meant to grind plants. We are literally humanoid plants because we're the only species that grew organically with the earth. And so the reason I tell white people we can't grow together or we can't learn together is because we're not the same. That don't mean we can't be friends. You go find out what's best for you and you go do that. I know what's best for me and it's in the sky and I need to return to that. And I can't return to that if I'm religious. I can't return to that if I'm an African American. I can't return to that if I'm taking vaccines and shit. And so my thing is, I'm just trying to return back to the knowledge that my ancestors passed down to me before somebody cut that transmission. Me trying to return to the throne that was left for me to sit on in the first place should not be seen as an act of hate, because I stand firm in my human potential as a black person. That's like a turtle. Once again, I'm gonna go back to the turtle and the bird. That's like a turtle telling the bird, "Oh, you hate me because you don't want to live down here with me." Like, nah, bitch, I'm supposed to be up in the tree, nigga, looking down like a hawk on the joint. Now I can come down here and flap down here with you from time to time and come fuck with you, but I got to go back into the tree.
Yeah.
And you got to go back into wherever you live as a damn turtle. Yeah. So what white people got to realize is we must part ways when it comes to our destinies. If you want to socialize, if you want to interact, if you want to kick it, if you want to eat and play and club and football and basketball and UFC, we can do that. But what we cannot do is go to the same college. We cannot continue to do that. We cannot continue to go to the same. If y'all want to vaccinate and do prescription drugs and shit like that, nigga, go ahead, have fun. but our ancestors told us to be holistic. Our ancestors told us to use herbs. Okay, y'all got, Dr. Oz. We got Dr. Sabi. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I'm being honest. So that don't mean we want to beef with y'all. We don't want to beef with y'all. But I know myself. Yeah. Biologically and spiritually.
We need different things.
Yeah. And I'm not going to let nobody peer pressure me out of what I know. Yeah. Because your name is Anthony Fauci. Get the fuck out.
Let me get the super chats. John J. What up, John J? He said, y'all can say my Scythian ancestors was dirty or uncivilized or whatever, but y'all Egyptians wasn't about to come up to our hood in the snow and tell us nothing. Respect y'all. Respect to y'all. Real recognize real.
He said his who ancestors?
His snow ancestors.
We was up there too, player. The original Eskimos was black, but I'm gonna respect y'all side of the snow. Respect your side of the snow. But I tell you what, when you hear that boom boom coming out them pyramids and everybody turned up, you stay your ass in the snow. Don't come party with us then.
H-Town Stomp 199 super chat. He said, "Young Pharaoh, we love you." Inside of the Ages $10 super chat said, thoughts on Black Wall Street? Did they have their own currency? This is all about controlling money. Could you imagine a black stock market competitor? This story should get top exposure. We'll talk about that in a second. Cuban libertarian. Melanated people need more sunlight than fair-skinned people. Do not stay inside. John J., you better tell your guests chill with that J word.
That's not true. I want to just jump in and say, the tone of your skin does not determine the ability of your skin. The chemical makeup of your skin determines the ability. You got black people in Africa, for point in case, the Khoisan people who look just like Chris Brown, light skin, and they have never sexually reproduced with a white person ever. And so I just want to let y'all know, neuromelanin has many shades. So I don't want black people looking at light skinned black people as if it's not true. We have to that slave mentality is still being carried on, where the slave master treat the mixed slave better than the light-skinned slave. He treat the light-skinned slave better than the slave that looked like me. Then he treat me better than the slave that looked like my shirt. We gotta kill that. If you are a descendant of that mitochondrial Eve gene, you should be able to tap in to your melanocytes that are located in your melanosome. That's it. Now, if you are not black, I really don't know what to tell you. I don't, and I'm not going to tell you anything. You figure it out. You go into a science lab and you figure out what's best for you. That's your right. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to say you a lesser being. I'm not going to say that. All I'm going to say is, nigga, I know what I could do.
All right. Fly High Guy said, I'm so mad I'm missing this live because I've been dying to see y'all together. Much love. Catch y'all at the work. No doubt. Hey, yo, 1999 super chat. Thank you. Mike O Show. You can't go to war broke too. Real talk. Stephen Kalen, 999. He said, past impacts, eruptions, grayed out from the sky for us. disrupting the food supply. Women miscarry without proper nutrition, especially vitamin D. When no vitamin D in food, only light-skinned women can make enough to have a baby. Solar power, he said, glad you two together, motivation boosted. T West, Young Pharaoh said so many things that's been on my mind past year and a half. Thank you, brother. Keep telling the truth. Stephanie McIntosh, next time we need Uncle Hotep, Hotep Jesus, Pharaoh, and Larry Johnson. Yo, while he was talking, I was like, yo, I got to get him and Larry Johnson together. Josh Jacobs, great convo. Would love to hear both of you talk with Bishop Larry Gators. Please look him up. Halima, you can challenge the revelation of the Quran untampered with. Judgment Day will determine true message. PR, mode, the Illuminati.
I don't want to hear that. Why did Bill Gates? Why the Quran didn't warn you about Bill Gates? Niggas always talk about the Quran. The Quran didn't tell you the economy was gonna crash, did it? Nope. The Quran didn't tell you was gonna have the nigga. You got your mask. You got your, because the Quran ain't powerful enough for you to still go into Target without your mask, is it, nigga? So who got more authority, Target or the Quran? I don't want to hear that.
Solar Bear, what's the KWH of Hotep asking for the Matrix? Ken Thoreau, what up, Ken? That's the homie. Tardiness fee for being late to the stream. Thank you, Ken. Young Pharaoh, who do you say is your creator? How do you express your existence? Like, where did you come from? Where do you believe your soul is going next? Clay 10x 499. Do you want to answer that question? I think it's a good question. Who do you say your creator is?
That question. I don't believe I know where I come from. And we have to deal with occultic vernacular, right? And I know a lot of people say, Pharaoh, why are you always giving a history lesson before you answer a question?
Got to.
Yeah, exactly. If I don't and I answer it, then it'll just seem like mysticism.
Right.
The reason you don't know who you are is because you're under a spell. The English language comes from the English language, which comes from the Anglo-Saxons, which come from the Anglos, which come from the Germans, and the Germans got their alphabet from runic magic. Now, the English alphabet is the lowest level of frequency combined with within its own self phonetically. This is why English is the most difficult language to learn. And the alphabet literally keeps you in the alpha beta frequency of your brain, which is the lowest frequency you can ever have. And so alpha and beta states are literally like stress. So like somebody pull a gun out on you and you like, oh, what did I do? That's the alpha beta state. Now, why is this important? What the English language does, right? Because this is why words have so many different, like you got one word that can have 50 different meanings.
Yeah, so, homonyms, yeah.
The reason that they do this like this is because it's occultic. And what it does is it keeps your spiritual level of expression third dimensional. So let me give y'all an example of what I'm talking about. If you play Call of Duty, all you see is the hands and the gun. That's 3-dimensional. If you play 2K, you see the player. So that's 4th dimensional. That's a perspective outside the 3-dimensional perspective, observing it. So language is supposed to be nothing less than a 4th dimensional perspective of expression. Hence, our ancestors used to use words like one must feed the body. And then we think that that's funny, or they being, we just think that that's something that's irrelevant. But we don't realize that the reason they talk like that is so that they never accidentally trick themselves into believing that they are these physical vessels, but yet the soul's in these vessels. So what English language does is you'll say something like, I'm hungry. But if you're not this body and you're the soul in this body, how the hell are you hungry? So what we've been doing for years is tricking ourselves to believe that we are the 3-dimensional aspect of ourselves when we are not. So now once you blow past that and you break that box, like I broke, you realize that God is just the mind. And if I could describe God to you, I would say, as I always say, God is the highest extent of the mind, which uses elements and matter to express itself. Now, me and Hotep are on the internet, but we're on 2 different computers, but we're on one internet. My background looks like this based off my psyche. His background looks like that based off his psyche, but yet we are interacting psychologically on the same frequency of internet. So
we're on the same frequency too, because we got the same color schemes too.
Exactly. Come on, man. Come on now. So not only are we on the same frequency, we on the same level of God consciousness. And what that is oneness. See, God is oneness, and nobody really knows where this oneness happens to take place at. It takes place in the mind. You wouldn't ask Hotep, nigga, which Twitter is you on? Everybody's on Twitter. We just have different accounts. So everybody's psychologically and consciously integrated into the universe. We just have different psyches based off our genetic codes and our environmental whatchamacallit, stimuli, which shape and mold our personalities. So if everybody could detox negative environmental stimuli and be true to who they are genetically and delve with their consciousness, we could all become God again in our mind. And so when people say, what do I believe? God, I know what God is. God is that ever expanding consciousness that is expanding the universe, and that also channels through me to have an individual experience of his own self through this vessel. And when this vessel can no longer contain me, because death does not mean death of the soul. Death, by definition, is the permanent termination of the biological functions which sustain a living organism. So what your body is trying to do is it's trying to hold your soul. And your soul is an electrical vibratory, present.
Electromagnetic. Yep.
Yeah, it's electromagnetic presence. And so your body is trying to hold your soul. And your soul is not containable. So your body is aging because it's trying to hold you in here. So once your body can no longer hold you, you release. And when you release, whatever you've done is where you go. So if you've been being a cocksucker all your life, you know what I'm saying? Have fun with the realm that you manifest. Have fun with the place that because people don't realize hell is not a place you go. It's a state of existence that you attract yourself to. So when people are worried about where they going when they die, you wouldn't be worried about that if you was living a good way. So when you die, you are going to the place that your character has manifested as far as how you was acting when you live. So it's like everybody want to live everybody want to die good, but nobody want to live a good life. Nobody want a bad death, but you want to live a bad life. And then when you die and your soul goes to this realm that you attract yourself to, you're going to wonder why. No, because you was being a dickhead all your life. And so when you leave this vessel, there's hierarchy in the spiritual realm. You can, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say you because I don't want to blow, pump none of y'all heads up. Right. But you have entities who are so intelligent, they don't even want a physical body because they know that this is an illusion. And those would be like what you call spiritual guides, or some of y'all call them angels. And those are just souls that don't have bodies that try to guide you while you at a limited state of understanding in this body. So a soul would be like a pedestrian, and you in this body will be a driver. The only difference between a pedestrian and a driver is the driver got the fuck out the car and started walking up the street. So the only difference between a spirit and a human is the same difference between a pedestrian and a driver. So what y'all got to realize is the point of life is to prepare for the afterlife, because the afterlife is really, really where you come from. And this is just where we come to have fun and experience ourselves. So our whole concept of heaven and hell and death is all construed and perverted because y'all listen to what white people tell y'all. And that's just the truth. And I'm just going to say it straight raw. There is no, it ain't none of that Bible. It ain't none of that shit. It ain't none of that. Cut that out. It's not true. There is no devil under the ground. There is none of that. Now, there are, malevolent and benevolent beings and shit like that, but it's no man going to come down out of the sky and save you from anything. It's you. You the person that you've been looking for your whole life. It's just you don't realize you already. It's like you ever had your phone in your pocket and you be looking for that shit, and it was in your pocket the whole time, and you done wasted 30 minutes around the house. You done called your nigga because you think he stole your phone, and nigga, it was in your pocket. Yeah. That's literally God. God is right here in your heart. It's in your pocket, and you praying and doing everything, looking for your own self because you forgot.
It's in the Bible too. It say it in the Bible.
It said in everything. If they really read their own books, they would know what it said. Even Jesus in the Bible told you that, and the Quran told you that, and the Torah told you that. But I hope that y'all wake up, man, and that's what waking up mean. Waking up don't mean like There's a difference between being intelligent and being woke. My ability to read and understand and analyze information and construct it in a way where it's easily digested, that don't mean I'm woke. That just means I'm intelligent. Mm. Me being woke is my realization of me not being this body and me being a soul in this body that expresses my true will through this vessel. Me being woke is walking by a tree and knowing that that's not a tree. That's a sentient being that is doing me a favor by allowing me to breathe. So I should respect that tree by not chopping it down. You know what I'm saying? Me being woke is going up to water, whether it's a river, a lake, or whatever, and realizing that the molecules in this water are so intelligent that they're able to remember. And if you can remember, you could think. And so the water is conscious. The air is conscious. The fire is conscious. You know, the earth is conscious. This earth breathes. You know, it takes 180 days for the earth to inhale. It takes another 180 for it to exhale. Hence, the earth inhales during summer and spring, and then it exhales during fall and winter. So we living on a giant consciousness. Mm-hmm. That's woke. Mm. So I'm intelligent and I'm woke. But even if I wasn't intelligent, bitch, I bet you I'll still be woke. And so, you know, with that being said, y'all gotta realize, man, they lying to us, man. The planet is alive. Like, this is a being, you know what I'm saying? And I be so passionate in turn because it's like I feel like I'm living a life that everybody else is just missing out on. You know what I'm saying? It's like how many, yeah, I mean it you know, be woke and intelligent. Don't just be intelligent.
Yeah, real talk. Clay 10X, he said, this is fire. Appreciate you. Halima, I don't want to get young Pharaoh started. I'm gonna just breeze right past your super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you. Solar Bear, kilowatt per hour energy produced. Thanks again, guys. Oh, that's what you're talking about, kilowatt per hour. Thanks, man. John J, the Egyptians had generators and batteries, but the Hyperboreans had planes and lasers, bro. John J, a troll.
He not gonna stop till he get my attention. But I want to say this.
All right.
I do debates though. All I ask is that I mean, if you want to debate, come right. Don't come on there acting crazy. When your 15 minutes is up, let me go. But if anybody out there, you know, feel froggy in the chat, I provide you a lily pad to leap on. So you can come out the chat and try it. But I don't think it'll end too well for you, but I'll give you a shot.
Benedict Akinjo. Haven't been this intrigued by a guest since Larry Johnson. This is good stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you, him and Larry Johnson would be. I'm just worried you guys might clash because he's into the Bible and you know, Hebrew type thing.
I don't mind as long as it's respectful. I don't disrespect. I will get disrespectful, but I don't disrespect nobody first. But I don't mind because it's healthy. And like I said, if I say something that he disagrees with, I respect his opinion as a man to always try to enlighten me. I just ask that my opinion be respected as well, you know. But my main thing is I'm for truth, and I'm not loyalty to flesh. I mean, I'm not loyal to flesh. I'm loyal to frequency. And my thing about the Bible is you can't tell me that God wrote something that has copyright in it, because you have to fill out an application for copyright. So unless God came down here or Moses filled out a copyright application, he did not write that book. And if you do your research on who actually owns the copyrights to the Bible, you'll be surprised that one of the largest porn distributing industries in the world own the copyrights to the Bible. So nigga, Pornhub is damn near your God. So I just want to let y'all know, I do this shit for real. I don't do this shit for play.
Wait. You can't just breeze by that point. Nigga just try to breeze right by that like he ain't just drop a bomb. Nah, hold up. You said what now? Pornhub what?
Listen, one of the largest porn distributing entities in the world has ownership to the copyrights of the Bible. Anybody go look this up. If I'm lying, expose me right now on the internet if I'm lying. Go look it up. Whatchamacallit? All of these Bibles that's been rewritten and retranslated, they're being retranslated under somebody's permission. Can't nobody translate nothing unless they own it and they give you permission. So why people don't ever look at who's authorizing these biblical translations? Mm-hmm. And when you go to do your research on who's authorizing these translations, you tell me who you find. Y'all tell me who you find. You know how Twitter do. Start a thread and tell me I'm lying.
You said the English language has, one of the lowest vibratory frequencies, right? And I totally agree. I've been saying that for a long time now, which is why I believe the people that speak more of the ancient languages hold some more intrinsic power on this
Right.
planet.
That's right.
Which language would you choose for Black people if you had to choose a language? Is there one that you would choose, or would be a combination of some? Where you at with that?
If I had to choose a language for Black people, and this might seem extreme, it would be silence.
Mm,
The reason I say that is because talking actually is a waste of energy.
mm.
And
Yeah, I better pay attention. He dropping some shit right now. I know exactly where he going. Pay
yeah,
attention.
exactly. Speaking is actually a waste of energy. And it actually lowers your vibration. And if we actually didn't, like, this is why monks take a vow of silence. But look how intelligent and wise they are. And this is why our ancestors use ideograms. An ideogram is a pictorial message void of grammatical text or vernacular expression, but it gives you a message. So our ancestors were so advanced in a form of communication that one picture could be the equivalent of a 500-page book. But you had to know the knowledge. And it was something that you had to know. You couldn't even really speak it. So it's going to take some time to build back up to that. But what I would recommend first, I mean, that's just the extreme. Straight silence, getting back into ideograms, creating a universal foundation of, scientific introspective perspective, creating it into imagery, universally understanding it, and then vowing for silence, and only us know what it is that we know. And no outsider could ever infiltrate us, because we don't have an audible language that you can infiltrate, and you can't get into our minds. And that is how you lock somebody out of the knowledge. But that's when we rise. But right now, while we just rising for the one time, I would recommend that we create a language. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people want to recommend African dialects, but then they keep forgetting that Africa has been colonized. And the reason that that's important is because over 80% of the African dialects have been influenced by people that use vowels. And for example, 70% of Africa, for a fact, has been dialectically infiltrated and colonized by the French. But vowels are important because vowels prevent audible friction. So what audible friction is, for those of you who don't know, is you ever see white people, make fun of Black people or Africans because some of them talk with the cluck and they go like, see, now what that is, if you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth, you got ridges on the roof of your mouth. And these ridges are meant to create audible friction. So so between the roof of your mouth and the construction of your jaw, these are all three. I mean, both sides of your jaw and the roof of your mouth, these 3 points of concentration, of frictionized concentration, they create electrical intervals that actually stimulate your pineal gland and amplify your thoughts. So when we say speaking something into existence, that's a fact. Your Adam's apple is really atoms. The oscillating tones of your voice reconstruct atoms to create the reality that you're speaking upon. So what I would recommend is that we start to learn linguistics, which I've been doing, and I got about four linguistic books over here. We create our own language, but in a language that actually promotes audible friction and gets away from vowels. Because what AEIOU does is it enslaves your tongue. So the word language comes from the word languish, which means to suffer. And the word grammar comes from the word grimoire, which is a book to summon demons. So when they took our language from us and gave us this language, y'all don't really understand how demonic that really was. So what's happening is we can't call on our ancestors. We can't call on our spiritual beings because we don't even possess the frequency to it's like having a radio and I'm on channel 5 and you on channel 4, but yours don't got channel 5. So you can never talk to me. So with these vowels, right? Even a gurgle like you can't do that with a vowel. Nobody can gurgle with an AEIOU because they don't allow your tongue to create audible friction. So we need to create a language that's completely devoid of vowels and that promotes audible friction so that we can speak, in a manner of tonal, a tonal manner where our vocal oscillational processes are at a high volume so that way we can actually start being magical again. Now, That is what I would recommend. There is no specific language because all of them are fucked up thanks to colonialism. So what we need to do is what we've always done. Stop depending on something outside ourselves to free us and just create something. We don't have to go to Africa and find a fucking language. We can just learn language, learn vernacular, learn linguistics, do a couple motherfucking experiments to see how our tone affects the environment, and then we all vote on the most healthiest tone. It's really that simple. It's always right here. It's always right here. You ask any nigga that ever broke out of jail, nigga, how long was you waiting on the nigga to come break you out? Not that long, because they was breaking themselves the fuck out. So we in language jail, and we got to break out of that. And the reason and the way that we break out of it is we learn that we're in it first. 2, we learn how it works, and then 3, we learn what is the healthiest option, not only for us but for the environment. And y'all don't realize we could create a language that would allow us to literally directly communicate with animals. It's just frequency. That's all it is. We could create a language that could communicate with the environment. You levitate objects with sound. And so why don't we create a language that will allow us to levitate shit? That's not sci-fi. That's facts.
That's facts.
So the power that we really possess is a power of God. But now when you start calling yourself God, because everything I'm saying right now sound good. Niggas like, man, that shit sound good. But as soon as I say, man, become God, hell no, because my Bible said I can't do that. My Quran said I can't do that. So it sounded good. And your soul was listening to me. And something in your soul was saying, that nigga right. And then your book told you, don't you listen to that nigga, listen to me. And so you have to choose your soul or the book.
Deep. Can I keep you for at least another 40 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, because we got a lot of shit we gotta dive into that I don't get to talk about much, and you the right person to talk to this shit with. So we was talking about language, right? And then you said silence, right?
Yes,
now, so now we got to talk about telepathy.
Let's do it.
So there's a lot of people on this planet, a lot of people captured by fake science that don't understand the power of telepathy. They do it every day. They think about somebody before they text them or before they call, right?
Yeah.
So where you at on that? How do you express this idea to people?
If you don't believe in telepathy, you don't believe in electronics. It just is that simple. It's just that simple. Like, nigga, if you don't think telepathy is real, nigga, you don't believe your cell phone really works. Like, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. Like, I don't really know. And once again, I don't like to make people feel stupid, but it's science. If you knew anything about science and how it applies to technology, you would know that there is no technological device on this planet that is not modeled after the human body, specifically the brain. The computer and the brain are literally modeled. I mean, the computer and the internet are literally modeled after the brain and the mind. It's that simple. The same, all technology is, specifically electronics that send electromagnetic signals, is just crystals. The same crystals that's in your brain. And so we've proven through science that through concentrated thought, and what concentrated thought is when you focus on something. And this is in conjunction with your attention span. So this is why they're programming people to have short attention spans, because it means you have a lower level of concentrated thought power. But if you had a high attention span and you was like super, I'm talking about focus to where you could probably sit in the same spot for a whole day and not even move. I'm talking about that level of discipline. Then you would have the mental ability and the megahertz brain frequency to literally project your thoughts upon an object. And so I would be able to project my thoughts to Hotep God, and his brain would be at the same frequency level of mine to when it receives the message, distribute it out throughout his nervous system and decode it. And it's just light. It's just the transference of light. That's it. A cell phone transfers blue light. A human body transfers sunlight the same way. So Let me give an example. How does reality work, right? Because for people who don't believe in telepathy, let me say this. Your whole life is telepathic. Let me explain to you. This is not real. Physical reality is not real. What's happening is the sun is coming through your eye at 45 degrees. It's hitting the back of your eyeball. So it hits your retina. Boom. Then it hits the back of your eyeball and it touches what is called the optical nerve. The optical nerve takes this electrical signal, transfers it back to the center of your vision. Your brain decodes the message of the electrical signal. Then once your brain says, okay, that's what this is, it sends it back to your eye through the optical nerve at an opposite angle that it came in. That's why it's called refract. And then it creates a 90-degree, measurement of vision. And then you do this through both eyes. 90 and 90 is 180. This creates your peripheral field. So actually, we are living in the past because my brain is computing universal signals so fast that I'm reacting to what I'm being told. So life is not actually happening. It's already happened. So this is how fast your brain decodes light messages. And that is a form of telepathy from the universe. We are just living in a physical realm what the universe is telling us we're seeing. And we're interpreting it according to our own mind. So that's the same thing with thought. And for people who don't believe that, how is the sun created, right? And let's go into the Bible for all you biblical people. And this is not to validate the Bible. This is just to prove a point. And the Bible is based off the sun. Holy in Greek means helios. Helios means sun. Bible means biblios. Biblios means book. The Bible is called Sun Book. It's about the sun. Jesus is the sun. The 12 disciples is the zodiac. I'm sorry to hurt you, Phil. Now, why is this important? During the creation stage of the earth, right? Which is really a subliminal story of the flower of life. Day number 2 is important. Because on day number 2, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe it was day number 2, God said, let there be light. Now, if you know anything about the sun, outside of nuclear fusion and nuclear reaction, how was the sun created? Through radio waves. If you study the electromagnetic spectrum of the sun, the first level is radio waves. Mm-hmm. Radio waves by definition are what? Electromagnetic signals that carry sound messages.
Yeah. This entire reality is based upon electromagnetic frequency.
Exactly. It's a voice. So the universe actually makes noise. It's just our ears are not able to hear over 20,000 hertz. So the universe is actually so fucking loud that you can't hear it. So the universe actually, it makes music and all of that. It's like a giant song. It's called the music of the spheres. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because the sun is literally talking to you and it's speaking your reality into existence. And it's saying, this is what you see today. And you're saying, this is what I see today. And then we're telling each other, hey, this is what we are seeing today. So our ancestors understood that. That is, if I could call it this, solar telepathy. If that's they might as well make it a subject. Solar telepathy. So this shit is real, but you're not going to learn this in school. You know why? Because it destroys the hold of religion. It kills it because it makes you simply say, I want to know more. I want to learn. That shit sounds interesting. Fuck that Bible. And they don't want people saying that. They don't want people saying, wait a minute. I could be telepathic. Wait a minute. I don't need food. I could advance my body to the point where I could eat the sun. So I don't, wait a minute. I'm getting cancer from these foods for no reason when I could just be the fuck outside. What? So they don't want you learning how to actually interact with the environment. Listen, I'm gonna just end here. If they hide the positive benefits of herbs, okay? If they would kill Dr. Sabi, imagine what the fuck they've hidden about the actual benefits of that sun. They told you sun gazing was bad. That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. Man, I got a book over here called, it's written by a doctor. So don't play. And I believe it's called, I got to dig it out. I ain't read it in a minute, but I got it. It's called the scientifically proven benefits of the sun. Man, you read that motherfucking book. That shit, the sun cures cancer. The sun cures all. Listen, I'm gonna give a lecture on it. But you would be surprised at the sun. And then the shit even emits, once again, African Egyptians, it even emits that Africans consciously made their homes to where the sun could shine in, because they knew that the sun killed bacteria and was healthy. So now you can see why we even built our homes the way we did, and why we always were touched by the sun, and why Egyptians called themselves children of the sun. So you could have cataracts or something, right? Instead of a laser, why don't we build things that concentrate natural sunlight and just let the sun straight hit your eyes and heal you? Why don't we do that? Why don't we start practicing sun therapy? Do you know that the sun heals your bones? So if you break your arm, why don't we create a room that literally concentrates the sunlight and shine it straight on the motherfucking part that got broke, and speed up your time of recovery, probably by knocking 6 months off? So the sun is actually a conscious deity that they don't want us to know. And the reason they don't want us to know is because they can't utilize it. That's just the truth.
They can't sell it. They can't sell it.
They can't sell it, or they can't utilize it. If we start going back to the way our ancestors was and utilizing that sun, there's no white person that could do that. We couldn't heal you if we wanted to. If Bill Gates broke his leg, and we honestly said, Bill Gates, we gonna heal your leg with the sun, we be done burnt that man's leg the fuck off. Let's just be honest. So this is the real reason why they demonize astrology, and they demonize the sun, and they say, oh, the Egyptians was doing sun worship and because they can't do it. They can't. That's the one thing on this earth that reminds you who the fuck is who. And so, I mean, I'm a sun god. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I'm a sun god.
Yeah, that's my beef with COVID, right? A lot of people saying COVID is killing people. And my rebuttal is no, hospitals are killing people.
Yeah.
Right? Because what they tell you to do, stay inside. That's the last thing you want to do when there's a disease about. You want to be under that damn sun.
And they even admitted that the sun kills the goddamn virus.
The UV light. Right. And when Trump said it, they demonized him for saying it. He's like, Trump said, is there a way we can use UV light to beam inside the body and heal? And people said, oh, he's crazy.
Right.
But no, Trump knows. Right?
Yeah, the sun literally 80 degrees and above kills the fucking virus.
Yeah.
But it don't just kill the virus. It does that to many viruses. Right. Because viruses don't naturally occur outside of a source of biochemical fluidity. You know what I'm saying? Even like wearing a mask, right? And once again, this is just common sense, okay? And people say, you're not a doctor. I don't want to be a doctor. I'd rather have a PhD in common sense than be a doctor anyway, any day. And the reason I say that is because why would they tell you to wear a mask to protect you from a virus? Now, just hear me out for all you uneducated, educated people out there, right? A mask is to protect you from respiratory infractions, things that you breathe in. You don't breathe in a virus. You've never seen an AIDS patient told to wear a mask. You never seen nobody with HIV told to wear a mask. So why are they telling us to wear a mask? Because the last way you're going to get COVID-19 is by breathing it in. It's a fucking virus. So I just want people to think about that for a second. You know, why are nobody asking these questions? If you are a doctor or you're a professional in the medical field, some way, somehow, what is not clicking in your brain about this being an insufficient method of prevention for virus obtainment? It's just common sense. You don't catch a virus respiratorily. Now, I could see if they said everybody wear gloves. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. If you got somebody say, if you got a lesion on your hand or something, just like with AIDS. You know what they do, nigga? If you bleed, nigga, don't touch. You know what I'm saying? Just like with AIDS. Treat it like AIDS. Nigga, don't spit on me. Don't get it in my eye. Now, if they was talking like that, I would say, okay, I kind of jack it. But the fact that they're telling us, it's like they saying bring a knife to a gunfight. Like, why? It's guns here. You're telling me to put a mask on to protect myself from something that's airborne. Viruses aren't airborne. They're not. You get them through fluid transmission. So even the advice that they're giving us is insufficient for the problem that they telling us we're facing, and that's just common sense.
Yeah,
that's just common sense. So I don't. I mean, if y'all wanna, I mean, listen. If you gotta go to the store, wear the mask. You know what I'm saying? I'm a family man. I gotta go get some food for the family. I don't wear my mask at all. I get to the store, I throw the motherfucker on. As soon as I walk out, I take it off. But I go to the park. You know what I mean? I go out and niggas be literally jogging around the park with the mask on. And I'm just like, is y'all niggas really out here with this mask on? Like,
shout out to Nerd Nash. He said, "Woo, he cooking." Yeah, nerd. This Pharaoh goes in. John Jay said, "Yo, young Pharaoh, Hotep Jesus said he doesn't like the idea of a future exclusively black state or territory somewhere in the USA. What do you think? Y'all want Mississippi?"
They said you don't like it?
He's misquoting me.
Oh, I'm about to say I wouldn't care if you don't. That's you, your own man. That's not what I'm supposed to say, nigga. You better. Then I become the same person that I'm trying to get away from. Somebody telling me what to do.
Yeah, I had a interview with a white liberal recently, and I expressed my concerns of being pro segregation. I think black people need to huddle up. My problem was saying it in the United States, right?
Right.
And at this point, let's say they carved out Mississippi for us. Strategically, based upon war, that's not a good idea, because what we've done is we've put ourselves in a position where we can be surrounded.
Yes.
Right. And we don't even have the means, like you said, intelligence wise, and we don't have the means to protect ourselves. What we should do as Black Americans is spread out and occupy this territory and then take control and then figure out some things. I think the best place for us to be is in Africa. What do you think about this?
I want to say I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to say I agree is because we definitely need to do something. Right. The reason I'm going to say I disagree is because, and I know people are going to say, well, Pharaoh, what do you suggest? I'm not putting what I'm actually doing physically in real life on the internet. But when I'm going to let everybody know, I'm so confident in the shit I'm creating. When I put it out on the internet, it will be directly addressing Donald Trump. That's how confident I am, nigga. Okay. I'm gonna let y'all know I know what I'm talking about. But outside of that, the reason I'm gonna say I disagree is because Black people are refusing to deal with mental health. And the reason I say that is because I don't want to get away from a bunch of white people and go be around a bunch of niggas that's doing the same thing.
Facts.
And we can look at, I believe it was 1871 or something like that, whatever the year was, where they took them Africans and they sent them to Liberia, and now you got what over there? The cannibals of Liberia. Yeah, but niggas don't know that them cannibal nigga eating niggas over there are niggas that learned that behavior during slavery and went over there to Africa and did. So I just want y'all niggas to know, y'all. I did a video one time called "Spiritual versus Physical Segregation." Before anything physical happened, you must assess it spiritually.
Yes.
Why do you want to get away from white people? In your mind, whoever's watching this, ask yourself that. Because they lie sometimes. Oh, because they do these behaviors. Now ask yourself, how many behaviors do white people do that your mama do? That your daddy do?
Well, technically, if you're a Black American, you're technically white.
And so, continuing on, that's psychologically, that's true. And so, all of the negative behaviors that you are projecting on white people, nigga, your best friend was just doing that shit. Nigga, your best friend, nigga, your cousin just stole $20 and you let the nigga back in the house. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. I'm a real nigga. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if you the police, I plead the fifth. but when it comes to these guys, I'm not gonna lie. Now, with that being said, we gotta ask ourselves, are we really running from a people, or are we really running from a behavior? Because when we be honest about that, niggas gotta realize, if you so quick to segregate from white people, why you not quick to segregate from the niggas you around every day? Y'all need to segregate from your very fucking mama. So don't play like your mama and your dad is not some of the most toxic motherfuckers in your life. That's just facts.
So you brought me to this. I wanted to get into that point right there, right? But first, let's just debate this segregation topic,
Yeah,
right? Let's
yeah.
just debate this, right? So I can clarify my position.
For me, so you understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
I'm for segregation,
Right.
but I'm for extreme segregation. I'm
Okay.
talking about fuck everybody
Yeah.
that's not on this.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, okay,
Okay.
thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you
Yes.
very
Yes. 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 Yes.
much.
That's why I say a lot of people say, what do you call yourself? African American, black nigga. I'm Hotep, because complete separate from all y'all niggas. I'm not like you black niggas. I'm not like you Europeans. I'm over here trying to do telekinesis and whatnot. Like, I'm not fucking with y'all, right? So on the segregation tip, it's more or less about duplicating how the Asians and Jews move, right? We need to first have group cooperation, and I think that's a better term than segregation, right? I don't mean separate apart. I mean, nigga, we need to huddle up and figure out what the fuck we gonna do.
That's right. And we do not include some of y'all. I want to be clear on that. We is not, I don't want y'all, this is not a nigga party. Nigga, you will be stopped at the door. So we is people that's on this tip. So
Yeah.
we is not people that think everything is a conspiracy. We is not people who think telepathy is a joke. You know what I'm saying? We is not for colonized mind. We are trying to segregate. I think that's a good way to frame it. We are trying to separate from colonization, whether that be the colonizer or the colonized. That is what I think we just came up with something right here, Hotep Live. I think we just nailed
Yes.
it. I think we
Yes.
nailed it right there.
That's deep.
Yeah, we trying to segregate from colonization, whether it be the colonizer or the colonized.
Colonized.
They're gonna say we jailhouse intellectuals.
Yo, you just took something that's been in my mind for a really long time, put it into words. That's exactly it.
That's it. That's all we trying to do. That's it.
Yeah.
Trying to live his good spirit life. And that's it. That's it. Yeah.
So my second point, you help me figure this out, right? So people say, what you gonna do for the black community? I'm like, technically, I've washed my hands with the black community. I have nothing to do with helping the black community. What I'm worried about is helping the conscious and willing conscious mind. And those are two different things, right? Like, I'm not just trying to help any old black person. You can only help those who want to help themselves.
That's right.
I can only teach a student who's willing to learn.
That's right.
So I can't say, yo, I'm here for the black community. No, I'm here for children, black children first and foremost, because those are the ones that are more likely to listen and more eager to learn and easier to teach.
Right.
I'm not really here to teach an old dog new tricks. I'm here to help the mind that's willing to learn.
You know what? I totally agree. I don't really know how to come behind that. So I'm gonna just add on and say, when niggas ask me that, I say, do you like having a master? And they say no, and I say, well, nigga, what the fuck you asking me what I'm gonna do for you for? Why don't you go figure out what to do? It's like, how you gonna try to put me under pressure to enslave you again?
Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
What you gonna do for me and my family? Like, nigga, you want me to fuck your girl, nigga? Okay, then, well, get out my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That's really what it comes. You don't see me asking you, Hotep, nigga, what you gonna do for me and my wife?
Right.
Like, what I look like? What the fuck I look like? Now we can as brothers, and I can say, yo, Hotep, listen, bro, I'm trying to cook, but I don't know how to. And you can come say, listen, here go your boo, and boom. But it's not your job to come to my house and feed my family. Right. Now, if you see me trying, of course you're going to aid me. But you don't. It's not your job to have two houses to cook at. Right. So I tell niggas, you don't see Buddhist monks asking Buddha, nigga, what you gonna do for the village?
Yeah.
Nigga, he's doing the best thing he can do for the village. He's showing you how to have inner peace. So my main thing is, my only obligation is to show you the chambers of your mind. That's it. I'm not obligated to physically do shit for you. If I do something for you, it's because I love you that much that I'll do you that favor. But I'm not obligated. Right now, if I wanted to, if I deleted my channel and just lived the rest of my life peacefully, I wouldn't be wrong, because I've actually given you the tools to free your mind. So the extra miles that me and people like Hotep go by being on here every day is because it's a subconscious part of us that love your bitch ass, even though you ask bitch ass questions like the bitch ass nigga you is. And so, you know what I'm saying? If y'all think we couldn't just get off this motherfucker and just go swag out and just live our life, we can. Don't you got it fucked up? So we come on here because as aggravating as some of y'all is, we love y'all niggas.
We love y'all motherfuckers.
That's a fact. And so when people ask that question, I just want y'all to realize that you haven't learned that your life is your own responsibility yet. You don't ask no man that, whether you white or black. Now, if you need help, that's another thing.
Right.
Now, if we see you trying, and if I'm your neighbor and we living and you trying to build a roof and it's about to rain, now if I don't come over and help you build your roof, I'm an asshole. But my obligation is not to build my house and your house. That's not it. I'm just going to make sure that you know you're supposed to be building a house.
Yeah.
But that's it. So my main thing is black people don't know how to get out of the slave. We still do slavery to ourselves. Even when we think we out of it, we come back in it. And it's like, no, ain't nobody obligated to do shit for you if you are not. Now, if you a child, you know what I'm saying? You change your child, you wipe their butt, you feed them. When they cry, you tell them it's okay. Nigga, you ain't no kid. You a grown ass nigga man. Nigga man at that. So ain't nobody obligated to do nothing for you. So
you touched on something very important though.
Yeah.
Why would you give somebody, like if you say, Hotep Jesus, what you gonna do for us? Why would you want to give me that power? I would then again become your new master. That's very important that people understand. When you give somebody that power over your life, they're your new master. You don't want to give Hotep Jesus power over your life because I might use it for wicked or I might use it for myself. I'm not going to use it for you. I might use it for myself. You never want to give somebody your power. I'm glad you touched on that.
That's right. And another thing is you give me entry to your individual realm. For example, your family is your realm. Whether you single or whoever is in your personal life every day, that's your realm. So if I'm telling you what to do, if I'm telling you, you know, and I'm not saying like if it's universal, I'm gonna tell you. Like, nigga, I'm gonna tell you, nigga, don't pollute the earth, nigga. Like some shit I'm just gonna tell you, but it's universal. It's not a egotistical suggestion. Right. But if you want me to give you an egotistical suggestion, and I'm telling you shit that I just personally just feel that may not be universal, then when your kids start looking up to me as a father figure, when your girls start looking at me like I'm the nigga of the house, then you gonna feel some type of way. Yeah. And this is why niggas don't have a lot of respect in their house now. And I'm just being honest, because who's your parent? Who's your child first educator? Some random white person at school, not you. Your parents don't. Your kids' first thought when it comes to help with math is not dad. It's not. Yeah. And nigga, you too lazy to reteach yourself, so you go hire a tutor, which is probably white. Then when it comes to your wife, nigga, you don't know how to build a house. You probably don't know how to fix shit. And I'm not even trying to attack you. I'm just being honest. Yeah. So when it comes to handiwork, your woman don't depend on you. So when black men are asking, why don't we get the respect that we know we deserve? It's because you're fucking useless. And you don't want to admit that. You're fucking useless. And you're useless because you do not strive to know shit. It don't have to be a lot of things. Just pick one thing and master that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's making fitteds. Nigga, you better become the best fitted master nigga that we know. So my thing is, don't ask me what I'm going to do for you, because you're going to be mad when your whole regime looks up to me. Yeah. And you're going to be looking at me like I did something.
I'm going to tell you how to build Hotep Nation. I'm going to tell you how to put power into this shit. Niggas be like, what should we do? I'm going to tell you, look, donate to Hotep Nation. That's right. That's what I'm going to tell your ass to do, because I know what the fuck I'm going to do with my shit. I don't know what you can do or will do, so I can only do what I know is best, which is put your energy into me.
That's right.
But that might not be good for you.
Yeah, but that's good for you. And you asked me what the fuck I should do. And I'm going to always suggest what's good for me. Right. And so people don't realize that. And we do this every day. We do this every day, whether it be voting, whether it be going to these stores that, they killing us through the food. You know what I'm saying? When is you going to start doing for you? When is you going to start doing for you? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just comes down to that, where it's like, listen, I don't judge nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm 26 years old. I'm just, where my damn book go? I can't even find it. I'm 26 years old and I'm just now teaching myself. And I'm not saying, the English language is something to be proud of, because I don't give a damn about it. But I use it, so why not, use it correctly?
Gotta master what we use.
Yeah. I'm just now learning proper grammar in English. I'm just now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually writing books, so I'm learning, how to structure, structure my sentences in my paragraphs.
Right.
I'm 26. Nobody never taught me that. But I didn't ask a nigga, when you gonna come teach me how to write? I got a book. And I said, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? This is how you do it. It's not hard, but nobody never just showed me. So right. I'm at the point where, nigga, if you want to learn something, you have to try. And then if you don't get it by, yourself, then that's when you say, somebody help me.
Right.
Now, if somebody try to talk down on you or shame you or make you feel less than because you need help, that's when we crunch down on a nigga or a female, because we don't do that. No, but if I don't see you trying, nigga, go ahead, nigga, because now I'm gonna just accredit you to being lazy, because that's what you are. If you don't try, you're not deserving of asking for help. But you can't not try and then just automatically put your free will on us. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do for me? And I'm gonna end here as I pass it back. I always tell niggas this, especially if you religion, nigga. It's been 2,000 years worth of niggas that's been trying to do for you. When you gonna listen? Don't come ask me some shit you ain't. Jesus tried to do for you. Moses tried to do it. Muhammad tried to do it. Nat Turner tried to do it. Shaka Zulu tried to do it. Queen
Garvey tried to do it.
Oh yeah, Garvey tried to do it. Bitch, Malcolm X tried to do it. Khalid Muhammad tried to do it. You didn't listen, and now you gonna come tell me what I'm gonna do, nigga? You got 2,000 years worth of direction to go back and listen to. Don't put that shit on me.
Yeah, real talk. Y'all be telling niggas like, yo, Hotep. I'm like, y'all need to go back and listen to some shit that. What you think? I wasn't born with this knowledge. I went and looked this shit up. Y'all need to go listen to John Henry Clark. Y'all need to go listen to X. I'm just gonna tell you the same shit they told me. Y'all need to go listen to Khalid Muhammad. Like, people say, what do we do about police brutality? Nigga, if you were studying like you supposed to, you would have seen Khalid Muhammad put out a plan on how you conduct yourself around police.
Period.
All right, so this is how we gonna do it. We gotta close out because we giving y'all way too much. We gotta close out in a few minutes. I got one more topic we gonna touch on, then I'm gonna let y'all ask questions in the super chats. Pharaoh.
Yes, sir.
We're in the election year.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing politically? Now, before I even finish asking this question, I love one thing you said. You said, I don't put my plans on the internet, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's another thing I be telling black folks. When they be telling me, yo, what's the plan? I'm like, why would I put it right in front of the enemy? Y'all want me to tweak the plan so they could just create a risk assessment for it, right? Like, that's so stupid, right? So I understand there's a lot of things you can't divulge, and I'm glad you're aware of that, because too many of us be trying to plan shit on Twitter. Yeah, nigga, that's just stupid. You don't plan in front.
Y'all niggas is allowed in the war room. None of
you. None of y'all allowed in the war room. Right? If we have this conversation, won't be no cell phone devices. We're gonna be out in the middle of the woods somewhere. You know what I mean? So politically, how do you think we should move within? Because I think there is some things we can do within the political structure. I think there's some things we could do, having representation in Congress and so forth. What do you think we should do politically in this election year that's coming up and so forth?
What should be done is black people need to establish a political party that is not democratic. We know that we created the Republican Party, but we can't trust that no more because it's contaminated. So we gotta either let them have it or throw it in the garbage. We need to create a political party underneath what is called the meritocracy. And that is a political party that is not, or a political setting or system that is not headed by who got the most money, but basically who has the most skill. So that way we can guarantee that the people that speak on our behalf are the most qualified to be speaking on our behalf. And we can also guarantee that, you know, people can't do shit like, oh, Hotep is my man, so I'm gonna make him the DA, even though this nigga does not know the law. And the reason that a meritocracy would combat that is because you know that it's always somebody training for that spot. So it's gonna keep you on your toes. So basically, you would never even be able to sleep in your position or feel comfortable where you at, because you know it's always somebody that want that position. So we need to create a political system underneath the banner of meritocracy. Straight up, we need to become meritocrats. Okay. Once we foundate that political system, we need to seek financial compensation, okay? And not just for reparations, but for crimes against our communities. So if they don't want to pay us reparations, cool. It's time to sue you bitches for the KKK. It's time to sue you bitches for the Democrat Party. It's time to sue you bitches for every president except for Donald Trump. It's time to sue you bitches for these vaccines y'all been giving us. Not just over here, but in Africa. It's time to sue you bitches for all of the babies you aborted.
FBI, CIA, dropping drugs.
I was just about to make my way. I was just about to make my way up there. It's time to sue the CIA for dropping drugs and guns off in the community. It's time to sue the State Department for financially financing criminal behavior through the hip-hop industry by only promoting music that promotes drugs, sex, and misogyny. It's time to sue you motherfuckers for brainwashing us through the television, which we can prove through Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra, okay, and Operation Paperclip. It's time to sue you bitches for lying in schools. It's time to sue you It's time to sue all of the museums for extortion because you stole our shit. Then you charged us to see it. Time to sue you bitches. British Museum, have my check. It's time to sue the Catholic Church for all of the black children they raped. Now, if white people get compensated, we want ours too. It's time to sue every motherfucking mega corporation that we can trace back to having slave stock. So Ford, we coming, bitch.
Barclays.
If you don't want to give us reparations, that's fine. But we have historical facts that we can take that book, the medical apartheid book that I'm looking at right now, and we can create a lawsuit just off that book alone. Just off medical apartheid. So my thing is, it is time to sue the Western world for Western psychology, for Western medicine, and Western agencies such as law enforcement via CIA, FBI, and the other secret shit you got going on that you think we. Oh, and we also want to sue you bitches for lying about aliens. And I'm gonna tell you, and we can sue for that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because these underground programs that you bitches interact with extraterrestrials with are being funded by our tax dollars. And you didn't tell me that. So we can sue your bitch ass. We should be able to sue you for that. So I'm tired of the government feeling like they can do whatever the fuck they want to do and not be held. And we also should sue these motherfuckers for taking this long to lock Hillary the fuck up. We need to sue them bitches for that. We should be able to sue for that because y'all are letting a known criminal run around this motherfucker. Bill Gates is still running around this motherfucker, and y'all acting like it's sweet. And we need to sue y'all for that crime bill. We need to sue y'all for the war. Man, we need to sue this motherfucking country, dog. If y'all don't want to pay us reparations, we gonna get it one way or another, dog. We need to sue this bitch. We need to sue the CDC for omitting information that proved that autism gives black kids that vaccines give black kids autism at a rate of 3.4 times. We need to sue you bitches for putting fluoride in the water. We need to sue you bitches for putting fluoride in the toothpaste. We need to sue you bitches for taking the nutrients out of the vegetables by genetically modifying them. We need to sue you motherfuckers for giving us fake ass juice. We need to sue, bitch. We want strawberry juice, not no fucking fruit punch. We need to sue you bitches for because that's biochemical warfare.
It is,
and it causes cancer. So we need to sue this motherfucking government for biochemical warfare. We need to sue these motherfuckers for killing us with the chemtrails. We need to just sue the whole world for everything. We need to just sue you. Oh, I'm not done. We need to sue you bitches for hunting indigenous animals into extinction. Bitch, you hunted white rhinos into extinction. That animal is an African cultured animal. That you know how many African mythologies and stories are told through the rhino? That's like if they hunt crocodiles into extinction. We might as well chop a whole portion of Egypt off. What the fuck we gonna do with Sebek? You just killed all the fucking crocodiles. So people don't understand how important zoology is on a spiritual level. Giraffes is on the extinction list. We know who hunting them, rich ass white people. So it's time to really crack down. If y'all don't want to give us our reparations, we can get them out your ass. So it's not. We can get them out your ass. Don't worry about it. So my thing is, that's what we need to do. And the way that we can do it successfully is we create a meritocracy. And we have the best doctors battle motherfuckers like Anthony Fauci. We have the best lawyers battle motherfuckers like Alan Dershowitz. We have the best environmentalists battle these geopolitical, satanic motherfuckers. So that way, it's not just people in the hood saying how they feel, but not able to articulate it. Nah, we got the best folk. We got the best investigative journalists battling mainstream media. We got the best. So that's why I say a meritocracy, because you're going to have 1,000 niggas like us I can't wait until I go mainstream because I want to argue. I'm telling you right, if I get on CNN, I'm not even talking about the topic. If they call me on that motherfucker and say, Young Pharaoh, what do you think about the 2020 presidential? I'm going to say, you know what? I'm looking very forward to. Aliens is real. These motherfuckers is real. Bombagate. Bah, 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 bah. I'm dropping bombs on that bitch. I'm dropping bombs. Fuck out of here. So and one more thing. We need to sue mainstream media for lying to us and committing treason. So my main thing is, if we can't prove it criminally, we can damn sure prove it civilly.
You know what's funny about that? That's out of all the things you said, that's the toughest battle to sue mainstream media, because Barack Obama, I could be wrong on this, but I believe I read this somewhere, that Barack Obama passed a law that said media is classified as entertainment.
But we need to sue his ass because his presidency was illegitimate, which means anything he said is null and void. And then we need to sue the mainstream media for promoting a terrorist to us as a legitimate president. So I'll win. The motherfuckers won't. I'll win.
I like that.
Did the media or did they not promote Barack Obama to us as a legal official? Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
And he was not a U.S. citizen. So his entire presidency was terroristic and illegitimate, and the mainstream media aided and abetted a terrorist. We should be able to sue them bitches.
I love the angle you going. Now I just got to backtrack to something you said, right?
Sure.
Why can't we reclaim the Republican Party? You know, you said that we started it, right? Why do you think that we can't reclaim it? Do you think that the people that run it have so much power over it, and that the population of Republicans is so deep that we just couldn't wrestle power back from it?
Now, I'm not going to say we can't reclaim it. I'm going to just say, why would we want it? Why? It's like we got the Democrats dead to right. So once we get them out of here, we can just replace the influence that they had with our own shit. Why replace a group of terrorists and then try to figure out who the fuck is and who is not a terrorist when we can just skip that whole phase and just create a new party? So my main thing about black people is we the ones who create music infinitely. You know how many hot ass songs come out every fucking day?
Yeah.
We've been making hot songs since we was beating drums in the fucking bush.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go back. Yeah, I mean, we this outfit was hot today, tomorrow is something else. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So the Republican Party at that time in history was ideal.
Okay.
But what our ancestors at that time in history was not dealing with was vaccines, technology that the mainstream media can lie. So they were more conserved and more, you know what I'm saying? Like it was more like, we want to live off the land. We're conserved. I'm just trying to do some DMT and talk to my ancestors. I don't give a fuck. So my main thing is, you can have the Republican Party, because I don't want to waste time trying to figure out how many people in this party is corrupt. I want to create a party that I know for a fact is corrupt. Not corrupt. And the people in this party is the best of the fucking best at all times.
Okay.
So whoever we interact with, you better be on point.
All right, so let me ask you this then.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of people have been asking me to hijack the Libertarian Party because the Libertarian Party is only going to get like 3% of the vote, and it's up for the taking. And we kind of don't have to rebuild from the start. We can kind of just jack they shit. How do you feel about that?
Well, the Libertarian Party needs to go to the same place the Democratic Party goes because they've been in the bed together. And so when we're dealing with, liberals or anything like that, they claim that they're, open to change and open to new ideas. But people don't realize this change and these new ideas have been satanic fucking agendas that they've been just ushering in. Like, oh, I'm a liberal. You should be able to love who you love. But nobody's going to tell you that the founder of the LGBTQ, Harry Hay, was also a member of fucking NAMBLA, which is the North American Association for Man-Boy Love. They're not going to tell you that. So what they've been doing is they've been trying to make you feel like a bad human being for not ushering in new ways of life. But the new ways of life are some of the most satanic, pedophile, medical, homicidal ways of life you can have. So you can thank liberals for shit like vaccines. You can thank liberals for shit like LGBTQ. You can thank liberals for a whole lot of shit. And so the liberals need to go to the same place that the Democrats are going because they've been in the bed together. And so, that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah. I like the meritocracy idea. I think, I was thinking about this problem too. I didn't come to meritocracy. I came to something a little bit different. I felt that our politicians need to be raised from birth. I think we choose our politicians in kindergarten, right? By children's behavior. You can kind of see which child is like bad or which child is, just like altruistic. You know what I mean? And you kind of grab the out. Go ahead.
And that's so great. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's so great. And that fits right into a meritocracy.
Yeah.
Because that's a skillful thought. So now you can become one of our niggas that help choose political leaders because you got a great assessment ability. And if I had to add on to that,
okay,
throw a little bit of natal chart in there. So not only do we see personality, we see if it's written in the stars for you to do this. So come on to the meritocrats, Hotep G. Come on, help us run this motherfucker. You who we need.
Yo, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm a big fan of, everybody feel like, everybody want to be Jordan.
Right.
I just want to win. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to play.
Word.
I don't even want to play. Like, I just want to go home. Like, I don't even want to be here right now. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But man, listen, I fuck with you the long way. You know what I mean? And I want to apologize to you and everybody else, even though I had an emergency. I was supposed to be on, I believe it was Friday, but I'm glad I made it on. This will, as long as I'm invited back, this will not be the last time. And be on the lookout. And I want to let y'all know live on here, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what Hotep Jesus does in his personal life. But from my experience with Hotep Jesus, Hotep Nation, you have an ally, okay? And because I'm backing my nation out real soon. Okay. And when we back out and we fly that flag, we salute to Hotep Nation. That's an ally nation, okay?
Your nation is allied with my nation.
That's right.
Know what I mean? I love it. I've loved the stuff you've done forever. People have asked me, what do you think of young Pharaoh? And I've always gave this one answer. I don't know the nigga, right?
Right.
And I say I love what he says. I love what I see on his YouTube channel, but my superpower is reading people.
That's right.
Right. And the only way I can read you is if I talk to you.
That's right.
So I told everybody, I said, I can't tell you how I feel about young Pharaoh until I talk to the nigga.
That's right.
And now that we had this talk, I think I like this motherfucker. You know? I think I'm all right with telling people go listen to this nigga. You know what I mean? Because my thing is, when I co-sign a nigga, when you do wrong, they're gonna be, you told us.
Yeah, right? You got it. Oh, that shit.
So I gotta first fill a nigga out before I say, co-sign this nigga. But now I can say, look, y'all need to subscribe to this channel, listen to what this brother's saying. He on some shit. He's speaking facts. is rooted in African spirituality, which is something that's missing from a lot of rhetoric. I don't talk African spirituality because I ain't got time to be arguing with niggas. My blood pressure get up, and I just be wanting to just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't deal with stupidity. You know what I mean? And I'm
Right.
like, your book telling you that Jesus done walked on water and all this shit, and you gonna tell me you're not capable of it. I don't got time for this ignorance. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you speak on it. And I would tell people, go if y'all want to hear about that shit, go listen to it from Young Pharaoh, because I'm over here. I shut up in code. You know what I mean? I'm in tech. That's kind of where I put my focus at. And I'm glad you said that before, because that's where my focus is. I'm in AI. I'm talking to a second AI company Wednesday. But I'm already have one AI company now. What you got?
Let me back something out that I've been reading. Let me hide my cam real quick. Let me back something out for y'all.
All right.
So I can show y'all what type of time I'm on over.
Let me read some super chats while you do that. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
John Jay, you could spread out and have Mississippi. Let's assume most of the country stays multiracial. Then we get some all white up north and some all black down south. How y'all feel? Thank you, John Jay, for the super chat. Michelle on Wheels, $20 super chat. Have you guys discussed reparations? We sure just did. D Green, 24. Epic show tonight. Glad you two finally got together. Young Pharaoh's inspired me to pick up a book tonight because he's right. Niggas not reading. For real talk. I'm glad. Pick up that book tonight.
That's right.
Halawe S. Does Young Pharaoh think that rearing childhood is really an act of socialism and therefore we never wean ourselves off that teat? Good question. We'll come back to that. John Jay, are Jews allowed in your political party? We're not touching on that topic. Thank you, John Jay. Michelle on Wills, $12 super chat. This is a fight we can all be unified in. We are all victims of these things. Why are you proposing it as a black only fight? We're going to touch on that. The lawsuits, we're going to touch on that. Solar Bear, Dinesh, Charlie Kirk, Canadian Conservative Inc. will never let go. All right, what you got to present to us? Then we're going to answer those questions.
That's right. This right here, man. I got a lot of, when I tell y'all I got a lot of fucking books over here, I mean a lot. This is just one of my latest. See this?
Yeah.
Everything you need to ace computer science and coding in one notebook. So I just want to let y'all know, we see, if Hotep, Jesus would have never told me that, we would have wound up in the same place. I just said, nigga, what the fuck you doing here? Because the truth is going to lead you to it at all times. This is where black people need to be. We need to get to building. So niggas be talking about why you don't create your own YouTube. Bitch, shut up. I'm learning. Shut your mouth, bitch. I'm learning. Okay? It don't happen overnight. YouTube ain't created itself overnight. Google. So
let's talk about that real fast, right?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. People always say, why don't you build your own YouTube, your own Twitter? And I personally think it's really stupid to aspire for something like that, because you never really want to build something that exists, right?
Right.
What you want to do is you want to build the infrastructure, because if we build a new YouTube on top of their infrastructure, our YouTube disappears.
Right.
What we need to be focusing on is acquiring power so we can build the infrastructure, internet on our own grid.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
Right.
We need our own. You hear me, scary niggas? You hear me? We need our own internet that's private. And if we catch somebody on our server, motherfucker is considered hacking and it's a punishable crime. But we can't do that until we have our own established nation. But don't worry, we coming with that. And all it takes is for one of us to get through the door. And when we get through the door, we're going to reach out not for people that are only qualified, but people that are right and exact in their heart. Know what I'm saying? And because we can't have corrupt motherfuckers helping to rebuild, the just the legacy of our people. But we only two people, damn it. And we doing the best we could. And if we don't never succeed, bitch, we tried. We tried. And so my thing is this. What I want people to take from this presentation, especially black men, okay? And don't tell me it's not a problem, nigga, because I know it's a problem. Learn how to let a nigga shine, dog. Learn how to let a nigga sit on his throne. You don't see me over here trying to debo this man throne. You don't see me over here jaw jacking or we in King Hotep Jesus realm right now. Okay? And my thing is, learn how to rule with your brother. You ain't gotta, nigga, you don't need his throne. Cause you can have your own.
Yeah.
And nigga, we could run this bitch together. Nigga,
Kingdoms are a conglomeration of kings.
that's it. That's it. So this is what black people gotta learn. It's not about no, let me be the smartest nigga. It's shit Hotep, Jesus know that I don't know. It's shit I know that he don't know. But together, like he said, kingdoms become a conglomerate of kings. So I want black men to start learning how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I've always been this nigga. Even when I was a street nigga, anybody tell you I never been a grimy nigga. Like if you pull up and your jewelry nice, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, yeah, like I'm gonna say no disrespect first, so I'm coming humble. I'll be like, yo, no disrespect, bro, but that chain hard, bro. I fuck with that. No disrespect, bro. I'm feeling that whip. I always show love. I never talk to a nigga girl. I just never been a greasy bitch ass nigga. Yeah. I'm just about my money, and I'm not gonna let you violate. But all of the other sucker shit, I've never done that. So niggas have to detox themselves from sucker shit, dog. Let a nigga learn how to uplift because that's your brother. And if you lift him up and he grabbed the ledge, what you think he gonna do? He gonna reach down and pull your bitch ass up. But if you don't put him up there, how you gonna go up there? Sometimes people are taller than you. And the people that's taller than you, you gotta help them get the ledge because you're not tall enough, even if they did lift your bitch ass up. So y'all gotta just remember that, dog. This is how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like this. We supposed to be able to tap in and fuck with each other. Hotep's supposed to be able to say, yo, nigga, we working on something. Do you want to get in on it? Or I'm supposed to be able to call and say, listen, nigga, I don't really want to get in on it, but here go a couple racks. Nigga, make that happen. I don't really want to get on it because it doesn't interest me. But here, we have to start doing that because that's what these motherfuckers do. And they do it on the Bill Gates could call Hillary and say, bitch, we creating a deadly drug. You want to get in on this shit? And that bitch would say, yeah, let me call Fauci on the three-way and see if he wants. So if they can build with each other for evil purposes, why we can't fuck with each other for righteous purpose? I mean, I'm off parole in 2 weeks. I just want to let y'all know that. If you think I'm this powerful on parole, you better wait till I could get to moving. And so I want to make history. And y'all know I'm arrogant. I'll admit I'm kind of arrogant. It's true. I'm arrogant enough to try this shit. And I'm gonna do it. Fuck, I'm gonna do it. And when I come out with my plan, bitch, I'm straight addressing the president. Straight up. Message to the president. Here's my shit. This is what we need. And I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to the people that think like me. For these niggas that love this country, stay here, nigga. Do you. But for us, we need our own shit. This is why. This is how. And we don't need nothing but for y'all to leave us the fuck alone. That's it. So when I pop out, I'm coming right. And I'm coming with some technology behind me so that my actions is where, so I'm not just doing this. Yeah. So now my actions are there. So I know what my destiny is. And I respect Hotep for whatever his destiny is. And if he ever needs me on live, I'm saying it. Nigga, I'm a hop, skip, and a phone call away. But until then, black people, stop being afraid to read these books. Nigga, you don't know how to read, nigga. None of us really know how to read. We just was never taught that. I'm tired of this shit. Most of us don't know how to read. I learned how to read because I taught myself how to read. And I'm naturally confident. So I read. But y'all hear me fuck words up all the time. Do I care? No, because I don't give a fuck. So my thing is, stop being afraid to be better than what you are. If your friends or your family are looking at you in a certain perspective and they don't respect that being that's blossoming out of who you are, fuck them. Sometimes you got to look your parents in the face and say, fuck my parents. It is what it is. It could be your parents, your spouse, your friends, that person at work, sometimes the person you in a relationship with be your biggest enemy. How many people got dreams or goals that they afraid to chase simply because your partner won't let you become that person? You know how many niggas is smart and enthusiastic, but they female is they downfall because she just feel like, nigga, nah. And you know how many reverse the role. You know how many women are not stay-at-home wives? You know how many women are actually go-getters, innovators in tech and technologists, but they nigga feel like you just need to be at home cooking and watching kids. So fuck all that. It's time to spiritually segregate. from these motherfuckers. And then we find like minds. And then once all of the like minds and like hearts link up, then we physically segregate. But that's just my message, on the way out that I felt compelled to leave on this channel. And I'm gonna kick it to the God and let him get out of here correctly.
Do you have time to answer some of these super chats? I think we got 2 good questions in here.
Yes, sir, come on.
Okay, I think this is a really good question. I want you to answer. This is a fight we can all be unified in. I believe this is a European speaking. And for my white folks, HOTEPS, we call you Europeans we don't use the word white people. So in the presence of another HOTEP or so-called HOTEP, I refer to you as Caucasian or European as out of respect for my brother's scholarship. This is a fight we can all be unified in. We are all victims of these same things. Why are you proposing it as a black only fight? And she's or he or she is referring to the lawsuits.
Okay. On this channel, I'm gonna respect the platform, so I'm gonna also, call you a Caucasian. I'm respectful. To answer the question is Caucasian, before I answer it, I have to say this to you. White people, why do y'all blindly just go about white privilege to the point so much where you feel entitled to attach your struggle to mine, knowing that is nowhere in comparison? What makes you think that this is for all of us? Have you ever had your language stripped? Nope. Have you ever had your culture stripped? Nope. Have you ever created literal monuments that were that's considered the top 7 wonders of the world and then lied to about the fact that you didn't create them? Nope. Have you ever been sold off into slavery and disconnected from not just one generation, but thousands of generations of family? Nope. Have you ever been segregated after slavery and forced to live at the bottom of the society that enslaved you? Nope. Have you ever had a racist KKK, black version of the KKK, oppress you with political assistance for over 100 years? Nope. Have you ever been medically genocided with vaccines by a black government in conjunction and in cahoots with over 30 other world nations? Nope. Have you ever had a land full of natural resources that have been robbed, pillaged, and then used to create technology to sell back to you and then make you feel bad and depressed if you can't afford it? Nope. Have you ever been psychologically MK Ultra'd through music or television to kill your own people? Nope. So why the fuck do you feel that you have the right to attach yourself to my struggle? Now, if you want to sue the government because they put fluoride in our water, cool. But you will not be entitled to 75% of the shit that we want to sue them for, because your ass is included in some of it. That's just a fact. So my thing is, white people, you need to respect the fucking line. We respect y'all line. You don't see us telling y'all, hey, why do y'all want to, why don't y'all include us for, suing the government for not respecting Second Amendment rights? That doesn't apply to us because they never respected our shit. So that's y'all argument. So my thing is, the sense of white entitlement is just crazy. And it's to the point where, Caucasian entitlement is crazy. Yeah. And it's to the point where y'all make it hard for us to be y'all friend. Because even when we tell y'all what our problem is, you try to reverse psychology us and make us feel like we supposed to include you in our problem. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all have nothing to do with the shit that we're complaining about, because you're the reason we're complaining. That's like we in a zoo, and then the tiger say, "Yo, I'm about to sue the zookeeper for locking me up," and then the parrot say, well, "You're not going to include me?" No, bitch. No, I'm not. Now we can both sue for the fact that we're in a zoo, but my damages are not your damages. Yeah. Nigga, I wasn't taken out of a tree. I was taken out of a jungle. So what I've been deprived of doesn't include you. So if we include you in our lawsuit, it would actually hurt our shit. It would actually take away our damages, because you would be trying to receive funds for something that not only you weren't affected by, you will never be affected by, because you never built pyramids and you never will. You didn't even used to bury your dead, let alone mummify them. So when we sue these museums, I hope y'all don't think y'all getting in on that. You might be on the receiving end. You might get served, but you won't be a plaintiff. And so my thing is, how dare you even ask me some shit like that? How fucking dare you? How dare? Matter of fact, add that to the lawsuit. Add that to the lawsuit.
Yo, I just wanna reiterate something he said. You guys make it hard for us to ally with you when you ask questions like that. I'm glad you said that. I couldn't put that into words, but it's really disheartening when you ask that. It's like, well, what about me? Like, fuck you mean? What about you, nigga? Like, why do you always have to be included? And I think that goes back to the genetic disposition of Caucasians, where they gotta try and colonize your shit. Like, y'all keep coming back, and I'm trying to make an argument to say y'all not a genetically predisposed towards violence. But then when I try to argue for y'all prove them right by asking questions like that.
Because that question only leads to violence. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you the truth like I did. And then you're going to say, since this nigga's not included us in something that we don't have no business being included in, he's a threat. He's a racist. Let's not give him the justice that he deserves because we can't benefit from the justice that he deserves. So now I got to beef with you again. Now I got to fight with you again. Then if I crack your head, now I'm a terrorist, but I can't even seek out damages civilly because you won't allow me to do that without trying to benefit and capitalize off me. And don't say that you don't capitalize off situations because y'all the only motherfuckers that created capitalism. And capitalism is nothing more than capitalizing off the downfall of other people. So y'all, that's what y'all do. And y'all try to oh shit, what is black people doing? We in there. Oh, they suing? We in there. Get out of here. Everything does not include you. It's okay. Y'all do shit every day that don't include us. Y'all don't hear us like white people. Why aren't y'all? We mind our business.
Except for the black liberals that want to be next to white people.
Add them niggas to the lawsuit. That's what I'm saying from here on out. Add them niggas, amend the law. Wait a minute, don't call your lawyer, tell her don't push it. We gotta amend the motherfucker real quick. We gotta add some niggas in there. Okay, we gotta sue some niggas straight up.
We gotta bring some niggas in on the lawsuit. Because they fucking this shit up too. These black liberals is fucking this shit up too. Absolutely.
That's right.
All right, last question. It's a fairly good question. What's your beef with the Nation of Islam?
Everything. The name, I don't like the name. I don't like the way they spell the motherfucker. No, I'm just playing. But let me answer this. Let me answer this. Okay, seriously, real quick. They killed Malcolm X to protect a pedophile. Not only did they kill Malcolm, and anybody who don't believe me, I did a documentary on my YouTube. It did over 300,000 views in 2 weeks. Go watch it right now. Not only did they kill Malcolm X to protect a pedophile, Farrakhan specifically, according to FBI documents, was an informant. So before anybody want to argue about that, bitch, go pull up the documents. Freedom of Information Act is available to everybody. The FBI said that Louis Farrakhan was an informant. Okay, straight up. Now on top of that, that's not even my beef. My beef also is the fact that the NOI made a deal with the KKK to make it look like they were progressing black people when really they wasn't taking us nowhere. And Malcolm X said that out of his mouth. And if you know anything about the KKK, who are they? They are the field men for the Democratic Party. And so not only has Louis Farrakhan been making deals with that same white man he's been telling you that he's the devil, he's been making over $300,000 a year through FBI contracts while telling you the white man was the devil. And then he partnered with Scientology, who L. Ron Hubbard not only was a known racist, he literally was friends with Aleister Crowley. That's where he got his Dianetic hypnotic teachings from, who himself said he was the devil. So I'm having a hard time understanding why the Nation of Islam is constantly literally interacting with the people that they tell you are the devil, but then they always killing us when they're telling us they in our defense. The NOI has white members, but they kill they real nigga members. The NOI fucks with the KKK, but then the KKK kills us. Farrakhan said the Jews is his enemy. How? When you fuck with the Jews. How? As a matter of fact, I'm doing an exposure on Farrakhan again tomorrow on my Unpolitically Correct channel, and I asked that Farrakhan himself call in so I can light his ass up about how I feel. And with that being said, Elijah Muhammad was a pedophile. Okay? This is coming straight from Malcolm X's mouth. And let me let you know. I run into NOI niggas all the time. Okay? I think I ran into the nigga Farrakhan's son. I'm not sure. And them niggas smile and slap me up when they see me. So I just want to let y'all know I'm not being tough. I'm not threatening nobody. But I'm not scared of nobody. I'll bang with anybody. Whatever y'all want to do. So my thing is I stand on truth. Okay? I'm not gonna just call out white corruption. I'm gonna call out black corruption because my loyalty is to the truth. I stand on my yacht at all times. So Elijah Muhammad got 6 underage girls pregnant. One of them he had 3 babies with, and she was 16. Nigga, that's pedophilia. What? Do you niggas worship idols to the point where they could be pedophiles? So my main thing is I don't have a beef with the NOI. I got a beef with weird ass grown niggas that do grimy shit. That's what I got a beef with. And they happen to be the NOI. So if you don't support pedophilia, if you don't support treason, because black leaders making deals behind the black communities back with the KKK is treason, okay? Black leaders fucking with the Jews and fucking with the Church of Scientology, which the government itself says is a satanic cult, is treason, okay? Rizza Islam scammed all them people in LA out of them housing vouchers. He went to the black community, sold over 250 people $1,500 housing vouchers, and they found out the shits was fake.
What?
So, yeah, man, listen, let me give you the tea real quick. And I got the documents. The nigga Rizza Islam sold over 250 black people housing vouchers for $1,500 in LA. Came out that they was fake. The nigga Rizza Islam is a Scientologist. He caught a case for scamming $3.8 million out of the black community. And his parents were Scientologists. When he caught the case, in order to disassociate with Scientology, he rebranded himself as an NOI member. So the reason that Farrakhan and the Church of Scientology clicked up was to give Rizza Islam a new face so that the government couldn't tie the Church of Scientology to medical fraud like they always do. So whatchamacallit, and Rizza Islam knows this. I went live with him and exposed him multiple times. He knows he's a Scientologist. He's not an NOI nigga. I got screenshots from this nigga Instagram Facebook from 2012 of him saying he's a Scientologist and making Scientology posts. So that is where the real relationship came from, to save face. So the NOI are not only pushing Scientology, okay? They have been allying themselves with Democratic Ku Klux Klan Freemasons, to which Louis Farrakhan himself is also a Freemason. So my thing is this. I have a problem with anybody that is stagnating the progression of human consciousness, especially when it's black people. And the NOI is nothing more than a fucking Democratic KKK hit squad on the black community. And they use the NOI to literally kill or oppress black leadership that doesn't come under their fold. Now let me prove my point. Who killed Malcolm X? NOI. Who did Khalid Muhammad say out of his mouth sold him out? NOI. Farrakhan. Who killed Clarence X13 of the 5 Percenters? They say the NOI did it. Who killed Biggie Smalls? They say the NOI did it. Why is the NOI name always attached to black icons that black people love? Why? Why do they do that? Because them niggas is being used by the white man. And if you don't believe that, nigga, the money don't lie. The money don't lie. The money don't lie. And so I don't fuck with niggas that's stopping our growth. And I want to let anybody know I'm about that life. So no, none of you niggas scare me at all. So I'm gonna expose anybody, and nigga, we could bang, nigga. Cause I get on the phone, nigga, and there's gonna be some homies at your house. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. There's gonna be some homies at your house. And it could be whoever you want, nigga. It could be some Bloods there, some Crips there, some GDs, nigga, who you want. And nigga, it might could be some 5 Percenters, nigga. So my thing is, I don't play gangster, my nigga. I just get on my phone and shit just happen. So my thing is, I'm not threatening nobody, but I'm a righteous man, and I'm not gonna lie. If I do some fuck shit, I don't care if me and Hotep Jesus cool. If I do some whole shit like get a nigga killed because I'm protecting a pedophile, I expect Hotep Jesus to light my ass up on this channel. If he don't, I'm gonna be disappointed in him. I'm gonna be disappointed. Somebody in this community has to be the gatekeeper. And I don't want to be the gatekeeper. And I'm gonna end on this. Do y'all think I want to have to talk down on these niggas? I wish in my heart that they did what they said they would do. Where is these niggas? Where is these niggas for Sandra, for any murder? Where are these niggas at? Where was these niggas at for George Floyd? Nowhere to be found. Where are these niggas? Y'all niggas always defending somebody who's not there to defend you. If I kick your door right now, the NOI will not be there, let alone if the KKK kick it. So my thing is, y'all niggas always trying to go to war with somebody and go to bat for somebody who don't even give a fuck about you. So my main thing is, ask Louis Farrakhan what's happening with them underage girls that them niggas was impregnating, because I know if Elijah Muhammad was fucking with them, you was too, nigga. That's a fact. You're not gonna tell me, whatchamacallit, if me and Hotep Jesus is at my house and it's some teenagers over there and I'm getting motherfuckers pregnant, he ain't over there fucking too. You're not gonna tell me that. because if he don't,
it's real talk.
Yeah, if Hotep Jesus don't punch me in my mouth, or if he don't go live and be like, listen, y'all, I mean, this nigga Pharaoh did some weird shit when I was at his house. I ain't gonna really say what he did, but I ain't fucking with. If he don't disassociate himself from me, it's a reason for that. It's because he approves of my behavior. So if you would kill a man to protect a pedophile, chances are, nigga, you might have been protecting yourself too. Let's just be honest about that. If you would kill a real nigga like Malcolm, let me tell y'all why Malcolm's death was so important. You got niggas right now that I know, not saying I would kill nobody, but just hypothetically speaking, you got niggas right now I know not to kill. You just know, like, this is if I get into it with Hotep, right, and we in a club, I know not to shoot this nigga, because this nigga is doing something positive. Now, we could go in the parking lot and fight, you know what I'm saying? But I know this nigga must be alive, because his contribution to life is greater than mine. So y'all acting like they just killed they killed Malcolm. Do you know who the fuck Malcolm was? Malcolm would have had them Malcolm, we would have had our own country right now. You killed a nigga that was so important. We more fucked up 60 years later today than we was when he was here. That's how important Malcolm, and you killed him. And then not only did you kill him, you did not fill his shoes. So you killed him, you didn't fill his shoes, and then you stiff-armed Khalid Muhammad from filling his shoes. Khalid Muhammad went to jail because he made a negative comment about the Jews. And you know what happens when somebody says something about the Jews? But Khalid Muhammad said something about the Jews. Do y'all know that Farrakhan wrote a letter to the judge denouncing Khalid Muhammad and said that when he get out of jail, he will no longer be able to practice his ministry within the Nation of Islam because they do not approve of his anti-Semitic rhetoric? Put that on my kids. Google it. Google it. Google it from the Washington Post. Nigga, the letter is in it. So Farrakhan talking about the white man is the devil, but Khalid Muhammad was your top nigga, and you wrote a letter behind his back to the judge saying that when he get out, you ain't fucking with him. So you think Farrakhan actually fuck with black revolutionaries? Joke's on y'all. So my thing is, that nigga Farrakhan been washed up. He been a sellout. And he just been sitting around all of these years to give us this false sense of security. And
is Rizza Islam his successor?
He's supposed to be, but I'm gonna chop his head off. I'm gonna make sure when Louis Farrakhan die, the NOI die with his ass. Ain't no more none of that. And the way that we gonna do that is we just gonna tell the truth. And it's gonna be to the point where if you a fuck nigga, you can't walk the streets. I ain't the toughest nigga in the world, and I'm not the biggest nigga in the world. You feel what I'm saying? And I just want a nigga to know, nigga, if you knock me out, you got cool. But you have to knock me out every time you see me, because I go for mine. And so my thing is, I could walk the street though. Yeah. See, when I go to Chicago, I don't be in the nigga. I be in the hood. Niggas, I be in the hood, nigga, where niggas is blicked up because I can walk around. I be in a trap talking to my people. I talk when I go to LA. I be with Pyrus in LA. I be with 60 talking to my people. So young Pharaoh can walk around because I don't do fuck shit, but I don't do crime. So I let a nigga know, listen, I'm gonna be over here. If y'all niggas hitting licks, pause that shit for a minute. Pause it. But we can mingle. Young Pharaoh mingles. And I'm allowed to mingle because I don't do fuck shit. So we gonna just get it to the point where, nigga, if you eating, eat. You got a big chain on, you doing right, leave him alone. If you rob him, we fucking you up. Basically, it's new rules to this shit. If somebody doing right by the people, nigga, we gon' push your success. But if you are doing wrong by the people, you're not walking around. You're not walking around. That's just not walking around me.
Yeah, I love your age, right? 26. And I turned 40 this year. And
I would have never guessed that.
yeah.
That nigga over there eating hyperbolic motherfucking avocados and
shit. And that young energy is irreplaceable. A lot of people used to ask me, like, why are you exposing all these people? Why are you exposing all these people? And I felt like it was a duty, right? Yeah. Like you said, like you have to expose these people. And you say, oh, it's out of jealousy. No, it's not jealousy. It's we can't allow our people to be misled by false prophets because they're a greater danger to us than the actual enemy because they're in closer proximity to our young minds.
It don't even need nobody else need to even say nothing behind that because that's what it is. And it would break my heart if my son became a member of the NOI. It would break my heart because I know what y'all motherfuckers really is. So if I really want to save these kids, I gotta put it out there. So that way at least they have the option to know what they getting into. It's just like Freemasonry. Niggas know what's going on, but niggas don't say nothing.
Yeah.
So now when you get into the lodge and they tell you to suck a dick for the degree, now you, I didn't know I had to suck a dick for the degree. Because my uncles have been Freemasons all my life and they never told me. So I'm going to tell you, nigga, you got to suck a dick for the deal. Now, if you go on after I tell you this, that's on you. But I warned you. And so my main thing is I'm just here to warn people. You can join the fucking NOI, but they do make you pay for the newspapers you don't sell. Be warned. Yeah, if you don't sell those newspapers, you might get your ass whooped. And so my thing is, I'm just warning you. So my main thing is I don't claim to be the most perfect person. I'm not, I curse, I do a lot of shit that you just won't approve of. But I'm not a skunk. If you drop your wallet in front of me, I promise you I'm gonna tell you dropped it. I promise you. If you leave your jewelry at my house, not only am I gonna call you and tell you left it, nigga, I'm gonna put it up so my kids don't get it. Mm-hmm. Nigga, if I walk in the bathroom and the female is in the bathroom and I don't know, not only am I gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna walk out. So my thing is, I'm not bro. I never been a fuck nigga, bro. Nobody from my whole life, from middle school, high school, streets, prison, nigga. The police can't even say I'm a nigga. My parole officer will tell you I'm not a fuck nigga, and I don't be wilding. And nigga, how do you think I've done this successfully for so many years on parole? Because I'm not a fuck nigga.
Yeah.
Listen, respect my shit. I'm gonna respect you. I'm not gonna give you a hard time, but I got to talk my shit.
Right.
I'm not a fuck nigga. So my main thing is I'm not gonna be quiet when a fuck nigga is around, because that would make me a fuck nigga.
Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, I watch my association with people. I think that's a great place to close out. God damn, Pharaoh, why you like the NOI up like that?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be so hurt, bro. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I be so hurt that they killed Malcolm, and that shit could make a nigga shed a tear, because I didn't really realize how, like, we all know, like, Malcolm X. Nigga, I didn't realize how important Malcolm X was until I stepped up to this plate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Till I'm right here, even this whole political shit I'm exposing. Nigga, I started watching, Malcolm X lectures again just for inspiration, and he started saying shit that I was doing, and I'm like, damn, this where he was trying to take us? Know what I'm saying? And y'all killed that man. Nigga, that shit could make you cry. If you really understand who Malcolm X was, it's no way you could be around Farrakhan without at least throwing your drink on that nigga. At minimum. I'm gonna be honest with you, nigga. If you could throw a drink on a motherfucker on Love and Hip Hop, you could throw a drink on that nigga. I don't want to hear. So my main thing is no way you could really understand how valuable. If y'all don't understand how valuable Malcolm was, look at me and Hotep. Imagine if Louis Farrakhan killed me and Hotep right now. Do you know what the community would lose? It ain't about two black nigga. We like in the top 5 most intellectual black people that breathe today. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Nigga, you could put us on a panel with anybody. Anybody. Go get your best Harvard motherfucker. Go get your best and we gonna eat. We gonna eat. We the best you got right now. You might not like our swag, but we the best you got.
Yeah.
And if you get rid of us, you will set this fucking community back literally 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
So when you realize that, imagine Malcolm. Know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking nothing from me and Hotep, but when Malcolm was out here, it was moving. Nigga, the KKK was outside. Nigga, like it was moving. Like you come outside and the wind just say the N-word to you. It just N-word right through your ear. Nigga, the wind just whisper N-word. So they was going hard during when Malcolm was out here. So that I'm not saying we don't have the heart, but we don't even have to show that we have the heart that Malcolm had, because the environment is not as visibly hostile. So Malcolm not only was mentally sound and intellectually advanced, that nigga was on bullshit strapped in public every day wishing you would. So they didn't just take a soldier, they took a genius. You killed a genius and a general. You don't really get the two in the same a lot. You normally get a nigga that's a scientist, but he's a nerd. And then you get a nigga that's a warlord, but he take advice from the scientist. Malcolm was both them niggas in one. And y'all killed this nigga to protect a pedophile. That's crazy to me. That's great. And I would never respect that. Nigga, and I'm not gonna go too far. I'm gonna end there, but I would never respect that. And there's nobody that could tell me to respect that at all.
Yeah. You know, because I'm so in coding and so in startups, I haven't been back in this conversation in a long time, and it's just like you hitting me and giving me back memories of, when I found out, they was protecting the pedophile. I was like, Eliza,
that shit break your heart. That's just real. That shit break your heart.
They killed Malcolm. Oh man, yeah, you bringing these memories back, and it's just like, you're right. You can't protect the organization like that. You're right.
You can't, man. That shit had you like Trey on what was that, Boys in the Hood, where he was punching at the air. That's really how you feel. That's not a joke. That shit had you in the house with the strap, contemplating like, should I go get one of these motherfuckers? That's real talk. If you ain't feel like that, nigga, you ain't really you don't really know the L we to. That shit had you in the house like, when is the next motherfucking Mars? That's really how it had you feel. It's crazy, bro. And it's for a pedophile. See, it was the fact that they did it was hurtful enough.
Yeah.
But then when we find out you killed this nigga, you killed one of the greatest niggas ever in the history of blackness. Just ever. Malcolm X goes in the same Hall of Fame as like Shaka Zulu and Pharaohs. Like, nigga, we would never, 2,000 years from now, niggas is gonna talk about Malcolm X. Nigga, like that's just a fact. In the year 5050, black people are gonna say, it was a nigga named Malcolm X in 19. He's relevant. That's Malcolm X. And y'all killed this nigga to protect a pedophile who was making deals with the KKK against the black community. Tree, listen, all I'm gonna say is this. If we had a nation right now, and we had a military, and we had to vote on organizations that have exercised treasonous behavior against black people, nigga, we would have to execute the NOI. That's a fact. So anybody that defends the NOI, just know, you are, even though we don't have it, you setting yourself up for treasonous behavior. And I want you to know, when we have it, I'm gonna remember all you motherfuckers, and you can go down with them bitches. I'm gonna end right there.
Man, yo, all right. So everybody who wanted this conversation to happen, I now understand why you wanted this conversation to happen. I didn't understand it. I knew it would be a great conversation. I didn't think it would be this gravity. I didn't think he was as knowledgeable as y'all said he was. But yes, we're dealing with top 5 black intellectuals today. If we're talking about what the black community needs and we're talking about leadership, this is the type of individuals they hide from us. Young Pharaoh. They don't want us to know about him, but this is the black leadership that we need. This is the black male leadership that we need. It is in young Pharaoh. My brother, I appreciate you for coming on. We are definitely going to do this again.
That's right.
I'm going to let this one sit, though. It's going to take some time for this to seep in some niggas' consciousness.
That's right.
We're going to let it sit, and we're going to revisit this conversation sooner than a lot of y'all think. I appreciate you for coming on the platform, my brother.
That's right. Listen, much love to you for having me. Shout out to the Hotep Nation. Shout out to this platform. Continue to support. If you coming over here from my channel, you know what I always tell you to do. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't give a damn about his content, just don't hit the bell. But hit the subscribe button because we want to support our own. If you don't agree, so what? So he ain't on here being toxic. You support Cardi B, you can support Hotep Nation. So everybody smash that like button. Get this video through the algorithm. Smash that subscribe button. Like I said, if you don't want to see his content, simply don't hit the notification bell. But we need to support our own. And, you know, I'm very appreciative of y'all having me. Whenever you're ready to have me back, let me know. We'll coordinate it. Once again, even though I know you're going to tell me it's okay, I want to apologize for missing the first schedule. But I'm back, and I'm getting out of here with my Malcolm's on.
What time are you streaming that stream tomorrow? Because I'm going to be watching that.
It was actually tonight, but I rescheduled it so I could go full throttle on here.
Okay.
So I
appreciate
scheduled the first one is called Louis Farrakhan July 4th Speech Exposed. I believe that's either at 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, I'm going to be doubling back with footage proving that the KKK is currently in black communities that have been, let's just say, you know, out of order due to the riots. And they are trying to kill black people and police are not responding. That one is called, I think it's called KKK are in the inner cities trying to kill, something like that. But that one is at 9:30. So basically they're going to be back to back. So as long as you're on Unpolitically Correct tomorrow at 7, you know, you'll see it. And for those of you who want to see it, I have multiple YouTube channels. Go to my one called Unpolitically Correct. Just hit the notification bell. If you hit the notification bell, 30 minutes before I go live, it'll tell you. And when I go live, it'll notify you and you'll be tapped in. And on that channel, I also do live call-ins. So you can feel free to call in and defend Louis Farrakhan if you want to. Louis Farrakhan, if you're watching, as I always tell you, nigga, you can call in. Because I've got some things I want to ask you anyway about this pedophile stuff. But, you know, you can call in, interact with me, and there you go.
Beautiful. Thank y'all for coming out and watching this stream. Epic stream. John J, thank you for the super chats. Michelle, thank you for the super chat. Rosario, 1999 super chat. Thank you. I'm signing off. He's out.